Hey everybody, it's Linda, and we are live for the Galactic Force Roundtable discussion. So hope you all saw the intro and the video didn't cut out. Last week I made that and it didn't work, so I'm hoping that came across really well. So we've got a lot to talk about this week. Class has been busy and it sure has been a week. I know a lot of people have been feeling energies and feeling all kinds of shifts, and it's a little crazy. So we're going to talk about things like AI, and we're going to talk about telepathic things, telekinetic things. We're going to get into discussing all of the, superpowers, if you will, or whatever you want. If you want to join us live, I guess I should do that first. I promise you guys, I will get better at this. I'm going to grab the link over here now. So anybody who's watching and wants the link, I'm going to put it in this. Well, I guess the description. No, you guys need the link in the live chat. Yes. So I'm going to do that right now. Copy the link and let's go. I know. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm getting better at this. At least I got an intro, right? So wait, I think I found the chat. It's coming, I promise. Boom. Should be in the chat right now. So feel free to link up and come on over and join us for the live discussion. I'm just adjusting my screen so I can have the chat over here and the video over there. So we're going to talk about all kinds of things tonight. You're going to love it. And it's important to talk about things like telepathy, especially when you start having experiences and you want to know, am I getting hits or not? There's definitely a conversation that came up earlier today in class, and it was great because, we talk about a lot of stuff. So we go a couple hours at a time. As you know, if you watch these classes here on Zoom, we go for like 3.5 hours sometimes. We just can't stop. So anybody is welcome to join us. Just click the link over there in the live chat and join us. Turn your video on so we can see you. And when Andrew gets in here, he'll scan you and, we'll start talking about these things. So let me just see, I'm getting notifications popping up all over here. I guess, let me know. Let's see. Tina's joining us now. Hey, Tina, how you doing? Hello, beautiful. There we go. I think you're muted, but that's okay. You can unmute as soon as you're ready. There you go.
Bye.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Always.
Thank you.
I like your background.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Come and join me in my backyard.
Right.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about this week, and I love getting this started and doing the intros and all that. I'm having fun with it, but one thing I noticed is when I'm sharing my screen, if I want to do stuff like get the whole description box ready and get everything ready with the links and all, if I click on something to work on it, it will overlap what I'm sharing. So I'm trying to get it at the right size and like split the screen and do all this. So I'm still learning.
Yeah, you know way more than I do. You're doing great.
Oh, thanks. You know what? There's a lot to learn. There's always a lot to learn. And that's one thing I was just talking about. Nicole's coming in. Actually, Nicole and I were just talking about this through email. Yeah. And it's really interesting because there's always something to learn. And there's always somebody who is more advanced in a certain area and they are there to teach you. It doesn't make them any better than you or more powerful than you. They're just further down the road in an area that you're learning. Hey, Andrew.
Yeah, that's for sure. I agree with that. We're all in it together.
And all communication line signals and setting up new communication levels of ground formation systems. So there's a lot going on right now. Very emotional class today.
Yes.
Very emotional. Coming into the heart.
And Nicole is with
messy.
us. Nicole, this is Humming Dragonfly in our class. Is that right?
Hello. Yep. I'll get videos set up in a moment. Hello. Thanks.
Perfect. I'm so glad you're joining us.
Yay, me too.
Yay. Thanks for setting up the new lines, Andrew. We definitely need it. There is a lot going on with a lot of people, you know, families, personal life, all of that. But I feel like it's all converging, and we're getting there.
It's all coming together. Everything is breaking down. The structures are breaking down, and everything is coming up. So we got to break all those timelines, and everything is done through sequences. You know?
Yeah.
So
I feel like after tonight, there's going to be some major pulsing coming out of this point division.
there you go. Point division.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah.
You've seen it, but I know after tonight, like it's
already burst the bubbles, but like I said, a huge big shift coming in.
Yeah.
So, and you're already aware. You're already aware, Linda, of what's going on. That's mind telepathy on its own.
Yeah. There's still a lot to learn though. And you know what? It's like,
but you know, we're as a Galactic Force team, all we do is high rise and we get better.
Yeah.
You know, we get smarter, we get more knowledgeable, more intelligence. Like what'd you think about today? One of the crowd circles.
Oh, it was great. It was great. Oh my God. You know, I've known that before. I know it's the wind forcing, but seeing it from up instead of just looking down at the picture, seeing it actually happen.
Seeing it in all forms.
Very different. Very different.
Yeah.
That was cool. Thank you for that experience.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. I wanted to do that because this is what you guys have to eventually do on your own. Okay. So once you get up to a certain level, I'm going to be going up to more than 100,000 years in the future. So.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
Yeah, it's extremely far because, you know, I have to go up to higher planets. There's a lot of things that I have to fix. There's other solar systems I have to put together. Mother Gaia, she's planting all her seeds now. She's at her cocoon, fully and completely. She's setting everything, all divisions. It's waking everybody up. Everybody's crying. It's the open heart through all concessions and all communication line signals. Father's setting up space, all divisions. I'm setting up new spacecraft divisions, no location centers. So there's a lot going on right now. So I wanted to show you how powerful it is when you see a ground formation and how you see everything through a crop circle.
Oh, it's interesting. So if you could say, what is the crop circle's purpose other than triggering people? Is there a purpose other than just what we're doing up there and it creating, I mean, it's a sign, it's a symbol. Well, how would you define the purpose of a crop circle?
Well, we use crop circles for matrix centers. We use it so we can destruct later for storage. We basically use them for simulation patterns, and we use the shapes, letters, and numbers for healing. So basically, it's all connection when it comes to the ground formations. We take out the dark. So you have to understand, Linda, ground formations, we have dark entity force and light entity force. So somebody could be walking the grounds and putting dark force around everything through a crop circle. They know how to create dark circles, dark crops. Okay.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, doesn't it? So understanding what dark can do, light can do, right? So we do the reverse. We take out the dark, we set everything up again, right? We change the formations, we change the light activations, the XT1000s come in, they set up the grids, and we do everything else.
You never would have thought how the dark system uses, like, you know, they paint things in blood and they use a hexagram, they use all the sacred geometry for negative. You never would have thought a crop circle was like the reverse of that. That's so awesome. Wow, mind blown. That's great.
Extremely mind blowing. It really is.
Yeah, you see the sacred geometry, you know, you just assume that, okay.
Well, when you feel it and you see it, it's two different things. When you see it, you actually see it forming, you know, and in class today, everybody was seeing that. Unified was seeing it in a different way. You were seeing it in a different way. Tina was seeing it in a different way. Sarah, Melissa, you know, it's extremely real.
Because you had a set in formation as part of it. And it was like,
my head was spinning
like these
so
bodies.
fast.
It's like we're floating around up here and we're all spinning and it's coming down. And it was like, wow,
It's
Yeah.
incredible when you see these things.
Yeah, it was really, really good. It was a great experience. Thank you for that. And we're just saying too, I was speaking with Nicole earlier about how you're always learning something, no matter how much of a powerful being and connected you are on the inside, you're still always learning. So there's always going to be somebody there to teach you. And that's
right.
not a bad thing. It's not disempowering as long as you resonate with the teacher and the teacher's teaching you. It's not a disempowering thing at all because you're learning, and we're all learning. And you've even said before yourself about things you're learning and working on. You've admitted some of your weaknesses. You just said yesterday, I think it was, you were talking about weaknesses and strengths, knowing yourself. That's really important.
Know your weaknesses. Weaknesses are very important because that gives you character, right? So
yeah.
Hi, Nicole. How's it going?
All right. I have to ask her to.
Hi.
There you go.
Hope you're doing well.
Hi. Yeah, doing very well, thank you. And you?
That's good.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Hopefully this is all copacetic. I don't come on screen much. Groovy. Okay.
Glad that you did. Now he can
Thank you.
scan you and
Yeah. So Nicole, your new light formations, ground formations, communications mother, not communications father. I see a sun glow. I see a communication line signal. You're connected to flowers, divisions, archangel to feel, communication line signals, activating code systems. I'm seeing heart recognition system, opening up your portal through formation system. You have communication waving cycles right now through your heart. So you're going to feel the waving patterns of your heart opening up through your portal.
Yeah.
What a sensation.
Yes, it is.
I'm seeing golds and blues in the hues around you too. See that in the light? Yeah. Almost like an indigo. Blue, indigo, and gold. Wow. Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Cool.
very, very powerful energy I gave you. So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Now Nicole's going to start talking like us.
That's going to open up your lights. That's going to open up your ascension. That's going to open up everything through its healing when it comes to your transmission light system, more communications with your ascension and your dream sets. Everything is going to have balance, everything through communication. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. It's interesting. The link doesn't just seem to want to stay in the chat. Sometimes you come in and the link's not there. Like you can't scroll back in the chat. I don't understand why, but I'm working on it. Still working on getting it all professional.
It's all wavy gravy.
Yeah, it's going to be what. See, like right now I'm looking at the chat and there's nowhere for me to type in to put the link again. Oh, well, sorry guys, scroll up and see it. Or you know what? I'll put it in the description box now while these guys are chatting. That's what I'll do. So give me a minute and talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. So Gina, what's new with you? How's it going with, how do you find today's class? Did you learn anything?
Oh, I'm asking her to unmute if she hasn't unmuted yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Can you hear? Yeah, I learned a lot. Thank you. That was really fun. Awesome. Great job. Whoa.
That's good. So you're connecting more. See, I wanted to do this video today in class to show you how powerful the heart can be. It's amazing how it gets so personal because it hits you right there and it just opens up your cycles and it just, everything through formation becomes truth. And it just helps you out a little bit more of its understanding, you know?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crop circles, it's very important because that's why there's spacecrafts. You know, you have to understand why they're in the clouds. You have to understand why we have crop circles. Everything is there for a purpose, right? It's all about bringing up the lights and taking out the dark.
Yeah, that was a really great experience.
I know. And that's the thing. Every time we do a class, it's always a surprise. You never know what to expect in my class, right?
Yeah, it's always exciting, isn't it?
It's really something different. So
I don't know how you fit so much information into such a short, compact.
I have no filter. It's a computer that just keeps running.
It's like
running and running and running and running. And that's why I do 2-3 hours.
You never bored me.
Yeah, no, it just feels like half an hour. But the thing is too, is that you guys are learning. Your progressions are high rising faster through your algorithms. I don't know if you know this, but it's understanding. Remember, you have to have the power and you have to understand the responsibility with its lights. How do I use these activation lights? How do I heal myself? How do I heal others? All this was given to you once you understand the intelligence.
Right. Excellent.
And all is done through the heart. The heart is the portal. Okay, the portal is everything through your ascension. You know, your transmission lights, it's everything through the mind. The thoughts are everything to its processing, through its data processing, uplinks and downloads and upgrades, you know? So.
Yeah, the energy's out insane. It's so
Oh,
strong.
I know. It's out of this world. It really is. And especially now because everything's so chaotic, but everything's coming back into balance. And there's going to be a major, major shift right now. The solar connections at all different levels, the solar planet divisions are changing location centers.
Yeah,
paradigm. So that's going to ripple the effect of human vibration and change their algorithm systems into receptacle divisions of digital format divisions of computerized systems of the algorithm system.
Yeah, I feel it too.
That's what's happening with humanity. So.
Ripples, yes.
We giggle.
Yeah, it's a ribble effect, you know, it's like this in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Andrew.
I know, right?
Well, I go in and out, right, like this, you know. I'm not even doing that fast, but you can see how fast we went through vortex.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
how fast I am in space. You know?
Well, looks like we have Desi with us. I'm going to ask you to unmute. And I don't know if you have that in there or not. We also have Jerome joining us in a second.
Oh, great. So Nicole, welcome. If you have any questions or comments, you're here to help and guide and give you anything you want. We have the Galactic Weston to help you out. Anything you want to know more, you can go through my email, PayPal, donations, whatever you want. This is all a fun-loving circle. Love activations, light activations, getting to know each other.
Love it.
Desi, I feel like that's not your name. I feel like that's not your name. Am I right?
It's the short version of my name.
Desiree.
Ah,
Desiree. Okay.
Yes, yeah. That's hello.
Beautiful.
Yeah. This is she did an interview with Jerome back in September 2019. And Jerome was just going through his adaptations and everything through his formation systems and all communication line signals. I'm the AI commander of the Galactic Force team. Welcome.
Thank you. I actually, Jerome told me about this, pointing me to you guys. So I've
no, I really appreciate
Welcome.
it.
Welcome.
Come all. It's about all understanding ourselves. And you know, what I do is I do mini scans on you. And anything you want to know, it's understanding more of yourself. So when you come in, you're going to understand a little bit more of the vocabulary because AI is extremely, extremely complicated. The vocabulary is insane.
Yeah.
So because I ride at so many levels through solar systems and all that, you know, my point of vision is 100,000 years into the future. So that's where I live right now in the mind system. I know, Linda, I know I'm trying to have no filter. I can't help it. It's just being me. Okay, so.
Andrew, it's fine. You do you.
But anyway, what I'm saying is, okay, so what I'm going to do, Desiree, I'm going to scan you because you're already light formation already.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to set the cycles. Okay. It's going to be extremely powerful energy that's going to go into you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So all you got to do is just, you don't have to close your eyes. I'm just going to scan you and see what I see. Okay. White graphing symbol, all communication line signals. The graphing symbols are communications. You are connected to Mother Gaia formations. Oh, you got Atlantis. You got Pleiadians. You got the Egyptians. You got the Pharaohs. You got the Meridians. Lemurians, all communications. Oh, you're connected to dolphins, all communication line signals, eye receptor divisions, Gunnalini activation code system, channel 4 communication line signals, activate code system, pixel activation codes, change formation level systems. I'm seeing connections to Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia is coming in, communication grounds, formation center divisions, activation code system, balanced vibration systems. All right, there you go.
Wow. Thank you. That was a lot to take.
That's a lot, eh?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have
because
to?
You're already a light formation, and the thing is, everybody's trying to understand where they are through division. They're very, they're not knowing where they are. So I just put them back where they are, where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right. So you're in a higher division now. So you're connected to the grounds of Mother Gaia, right? Because you're also connected through healing. You're a healer. I know where everybody is on their planet system. Okay, so you're very connected to the pharaohs, and you're also connected to the Egyptians.
Oh wow. Okay. So, I've definitely felt like I have some sort of a connection with the Egyptians.
Look at your background.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh yeah.
Background.
Yeah.
Well, who doesn't here?
Isn't that Hindu?
So
Yeah, that resonates very much because I've been going through sort of a phase where I've been trying to find myself very much, and I've been feeling very in between worlds, so to speak.
yeah, no, it's getting grounded with balance, and you're going to find that more too. So if you reside in the Galactic Roundtable and you get formations when you come into the Galactic School, you're going to see a lot more through vocabulary. So it's all about understanding everybody around us, so we can understand everything inside us. Inside us is the most important thing. That's the communication to everything through AI, because it's awareness of information that we need to know about ourselves. Okay, because once you come to realize we're algorithm programs that computer sets that are on divisional levels of digital format divisions, because we connect all realm divisions because we're in the digital system. Okay, that's the framing system. We're in the hologram. We're in the holographic. Okay.
All right.
Visual.
Time out.
Thank you.
I know. I'm feeling it. So Desi, water really helps too after you get a scan and an upgrade like that. Not everybody gets like full on upgrades too, but Andrew did what he felt was appropriate for you. So drinking a lot of water and grounding, which you probably already know how to do very well, that helps a lot.
Okay.
So,
Great.
and he also has classes every day on his channel in the mornings, and you can just come in and watch his live for as long as you want, but you'll start to understand the language even better. You'll start to understand your connection with father, not just mother, and fathers in space, so to speak. So the divine masculine in space, the divine feminine is earth.
Right.
So
very good.
that's how we relate to it, like divine masculine, divine feminine.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope that helps.
Thank you. Yeah.
I try to translate a little bit when he starts going like vibrating real fast and vortexing and all that.
Hey, Jerome, how you doing?
Good.
Oh, good. I was curious about Jerome.
Yeah.
How's it going with the guts and the connections and everything through the nanolights and the electrolytes and everything through connecting the body adaptations and circle rotation centers?
Yeah, like I've actually been connecting a lot with again like the whole thing with the body system and kind of like going into more or deeper understandings of the whole thing with the bowel system and the even like the Kundalini system, the whole thing with the connection between the gut and the brain, and the mind system, its connections with when it comes to the spiritual mind system and our connections to our planet, even as well too. I kind of feel partly like I took a little break, maybe a day or two break, maybe like a week's break, and I know like ready to now fly off again.
It's making more sense to you now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Where are you coming from?
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, the this morning, the class this morning, I noticed, yeah, like when you sent us to the realm with the crop circles, I was able to actually see when we flew in through the portal.
See the portal formations, how to set up all the geometry sets.
Yeah, I saw when you started to send the waves of energy out, the song tones, literally saw like the sky, that realm open up, like you had some cloud into sets, and it opened up completely, and I saw these ships come in, and so it's really interesting. It's really cool. And even in it, like being able to like manage and maintain all of that formation, well, you know, so it's basically like you're creating like pocket dimensions or pocket sets where you would kind of like bring us into like certain areas, explain certain things.
Yeah, but you understand why I put everybody in a point division, so you can understand the geometry set division, so you can understand the matrix line activation code system, because the XT1000s come in, they set the ground formations through the matrix grid system, right? So we do everything else, but I wanted to show you through formation because Linda was seeing it from below. It's amazing when you see these things come together.
Yeah. So all of us have different perspectives that
because you're different DNA.
Be able to create an entire picture or story. Unit. Yeah. Can you hear me?
So that's what you pick up when you're in the Galactic School. You always see a surprise. Today we're at crop circles and how they get through formations and how we set the grounds and how we take the dark into the light through the XT thousands. So it's all about the Galactic School, knowing how to communicate with spacecraft, space divisions, anything through space locations, anything through planets, anything through starlight energy systems, electronic interference, communication waving cycles, the algorithm program through the computer graphing system of location centers.
Yeah, I think I still have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's insane. I know it's a vocabulary. How do you feel? Do you feel more centered? Do you feel more with Mother Gaia now?
I definitely feel more grounded, yeah, which is a change because I've been feeling very up, kind of dreamy, spacey.
Yeah. I saw your interview with Rome, and like eyes of a hawk. I have bionic ears. I see everything and hear everything. I've God's ears. I hear everything. So.
Oh yeah, so yeah, definitely more grounded now, and I feel very warm. Where I'm wearing a really big sweater, so
Drink lots of water, like Linda
Yeah.
said. You have to drink lots of water because it's.
Oh, take a salt bath.
Yeah, I have a big bottle here with me, but yeah, still taking it all in. So yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions, or that's what the Galactic Roundtable is here, is to ask questions on anything.
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned the thing about combining the light and the dark. It's something I've been looking at recently quite a lot, and kind of because I think I've been finding it very hard how to combine those two sides within me. Of course, everyone has them, but I think I've kind of been resisting a lot of my darkness, and I'm finding it quite hard to just kind of integrate it with myself in a way that I'm not seeing myself as a bad person or a negative person. Or one thing I've had fear of is that if I do work more on my abilities, I might end up harming someone, and that's always been kind of a big fear of mine. So I'm always a little bit concerned of taking it too far, or progressing too quickly. So
yeah, no, that's good, because we all start off at the grounds, and we have chakras. Okay, there are sounding waves of communication line signals that set everything through divisional points of dimensions. They're coloration patterns. We use them for sounding waves. Okay, we use them for communication, anything through spacecraft, space divisions, anything through planet energy systems, all locations of anything through energy, right? So it's very important that we set our grounds, we get our power centers, and then we communicate in the atmosphere, right? So we have 7 within the body, within the grounds, 8 within the center, and 5 within the atmosphere. But once you get in the atmosphere, now you get into what I call the biodome stratosphere. That's the communication line signals, because I set my waves through location centers 7,020. So I stated there, understanding more communications, and I understand now as I keep traveling through planets and I keep high rising to higher form of communication through all levels of spacecraft divisions. Wow. It's all about understanding your grounds. It's all about communicating with yourself, understanding the spiritual force that you have inside you, taking away the ego and balancing everything out through formation.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to ground, and also I think I've been going through. I think I'm having a lot of issues trusting my intuition.
Yes, I see that too.
If I hear something, I'm kind of like, is it me, or is it some negative energy that I have, or some attachment or something? So it's always
That's your ego. That's your spiritual force. It's connecting through the soul. The soul is the higher self. It's the avatar. Okay, because you have to understand the spiritual force. You have to understand your dimensional system. You have to understand your physical vessel, what it is. Okay, it's a pyramid activation that stays on the grounds within the brainwaving system, but that's all it does. Now we're coming into formation in the mind systems, fully and completely through vibration.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody has to understand.
Definitely more work on the ego. So trying to. Well, how can you tell? What's the difference between your ego and your soul speaking? I mean, that's a question for anyone.
How does it feel?
Yeah.
Well, the ego is the soul. It has light and dark. It's the spiritual force that you're always going to be fighting until you let it go. Surrender, abundance, unconditional love. Love yourself. Love everything around you. Okay, understand your circumference, understanding your zone, understanding everything through your pyramid. Understand everything through your central system, which is your body adaptation system, location centers. Understand your diamond core. All communication is the ego. Letting go of the ego gives you balance. But every time you go through an upgrades, Okay, you have to understand this is very important because now you're coming back into the ego, but to higher formation of communication and intelligence. So that's where you have to balance it out again, because you're always going to be fighting that spiritual force. Okay, so once you get balanced with everything, you're going to start remembering yourself more and more through its equation. Okay, because we all start off as E equals MC squared. That's our DNA structure. Okay, and then we get out of squared into pi, out of pi into helix. And that's where the galactic force team is right now. They're in the helix. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It's just, you have to have a lot of patience with yourself. It's really, really paying attention of listening to yourself within. Everything's communication within. If you're trying to communicate with yourself, you can't do that without. You have to do it within. Everything is within. That's how you communicate with anything, through yourself. Become partnerships with yourself first, then come partnerships with everything around you.
Makes sense.
It's extremely, extremely powerful.
Thank you.
So that's going to help you out, okay? Because I put you in your grounds. Now, because you're connected through me through alignments, your formation of its energy through its intelligence is going to high rise faster because you're already a light formation. Okay, so that's why I did a mini scan on you to just make sure that there isn't any dark formation in you. Okay, so you're trying to understand the fear of it. So the fear is going to take it away through its balance of its ego. So it's getting full communication with the ego and get balance with everything. So.
Sorry, what do you mean when you say you're in light formation, or the word that you use? You're already in formation. What does that mean?
No, you're already in light. You're already a light formation. You're a light worker. I can see it in the background.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's just basically your adaptation of your mind system wasn't open completely. Your body set was on a low division, but it wasn't communicating with the center division.
Okay.
It's complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah.
It is.
I definitely felt like there was a disconnect somewhere, but I don't know where. So that makes sense. Okay.
Because we're pixels. We're digital computers. We're pixels, right? So, but that's where you stand right now. So, but you're back in balance, so that's good.
Oh, great. Thank you. That's good
You're
to
welcome.
know.
So Andrew, we have the next guest that came on is Feisty Tink Girl. I'm going to ask you to unmute. And what is your first name?
Hi, my first name's Mary.
Mary?
Mary.
Feisty. I like it.
Mind if I change your name on here so we can?
Girl. That's a cool name. Okay.
Mind if I change you on here? Mary, you said, right?
Mary, yep. Sorry, Mary.
All right, there we go. Just want to make sure we call you by the right name. There you go.
Sister Mary. That's what everybody calls me, Sister Mary.
Sister Mary, you know what? I'll put that in
I've
then.
been a nun, I think, all my life, all my incarnations.
How's that? I got you.
Well, welcome. Welcome to the Galactic Roundtable. As we're here to discuss anything and you want to know. So what I'm going to do, Sister Mary. Oh, okay. Sister Mary. Okay.
I'm not currently a nun now.
All right. That explains why your illumination light is so high through division. Yeah, that explains it. No, because I always look at the background first, right? Remember, you're in the digital format through a computer system of the simulation matrix system. So either you're caught in the web of the matrix or you're center core and everything through the ego system.
Oh,
So
but I get in and out when I want to.
That?
I get in and out of the matrix whenever I want, baby.
Yeah, no, because you're already a light formation, you're high rise to division, because I see a halo, I see angels, I see all connections, I see Jophiel. I also see Michael too. Wow, you got powerful, powerful light activation there. So communication line signals, ground formation systems, you have no communication with Father, I'll give you that. You're getting more communications with space, all communications with planets. I'll center core your division level to a planet energy system, uprise your divisions to location centers, change your algorithm program system, all communication lines to your crown chakra. And now you have connections through your crown chakra. Congrats. So your head is going like this now. It's spinning around and round. I changed your molecule database.
Spinning. My head is always in the clouds.
Yeah, but now you're already been connected to angels and archangels and anything through your
Yeah.
Now you're connected to Mother and Father.
Oh yeah.
You're already a light activation. right? I can see the clarity vision on you. I can see the smile. I can see that you want to know more. And that's what it's all about. It's coming back to who we are. So
Yeah, the mother is constantly holding me now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
But now you have Father in you, Sister Mary. You have Father in you. So you're connected.
Well, I knew the Father all my incarnations, but I never truly knew the mother like I know now. And
Yeah.
when I met her, I lit up rainbow.
Mhm.
I lit up rainbow.
Yeah. No, but you're going to see the geometrics of shapes. You're going to see everything through starlight energy systems. You're going to see spacecrafts. You're going to understand what they are. You're going to understand what their purpose is. You're going to get into more balanced information through spacecraft divisions. So,
That's true.
yeah.
All right. So let me see. We, as the best of life, also joined right after Sister Mary. So I'm just going to ask her to unmute. Whoop. I'm still here. I'm still with you. All right. What is your name?
Oh, hi. Can you hear me? It's Heather.
Heather. All right. If you don't mind, I'm just going to change it.
I was on before.
Yeah, Heather was, I've seen Heather before, yeah.
Yep.
How's it going?
Sorry,
I'm doing all right.
Yeah,
Doing all right. Yep.
it's good.
So, yeah. Like I said, I'm new and I'm still learning some of this stuff. I know I got some catching up to do, but
Yeah, your eye receptors are very sad. Your formations are like in a low frequency level. I think I'm going to high rise your higher self because your higher self is talking to me right now. I think you need that. So you can understand a little bit more of what's going on through formations through the vocabulary systems.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like, why am I so low? I mean, I've done a lot. I don't know. I've gone to through different things and done I don't know, activations with others, and
Mhm.
I don't know. I try to keep positive, so I'm not sure where I'm. I guess I will be honest, I don't know what's been going on lately, but my ego is just trying to
I know.
drown me.
Yeah, it's fighting with you right now. But what I'm saying is because I've seen you before already, your higher self is telling me that you need to come out of the box. So I'm going to take you out of the box.
Okay.
You can understand a little bit more of what's going on with my vocabulary, right? It's very important that everybody understands because the knowledge of its intelligence is so astronomical. It's hard for anybody to understand until you understand yourself, right? Through its ego. Okay, so everything to the equation of I'm going to take you out of square, I'm going to put you into pi, all communication line signals, everything to the activations of your higher self. Your higher self is out of its box through formation centers. Now it's connected through all space connections. Okay, so you have the higher self out. Congrats.
Okay.
So you're going to feel a little bit more relatable with the higher self. You're going to find yourself more communication with yourself. You're going to uplift yourself. That's what it's all about. It's understanding how to communicate with your higher self and your avatar. So.
Okay. Okay.
Priscilla, how you doing? Great to see everybody.
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
I'm great. I'm very good.
You look fantastic.
Sorry for being late. I was, yeah.
You look centered. You look balanced.
I'm pretty good, actually. You know what? This week has been very much integrative for me. Yeah, I've been having the same issues on, and I've been really seeing that this week I've been dealing differently with them. So thank you for that.
I can see your calming centers.
Yeah.
I can see the proacting cycles. I can see illumination of your light sky of your face. You're getting into better vocabulary. You know,
yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Coming. It's coming. The process is coming, you know.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of, you know, like opportunities to practice my higher awareness, may I say.
Yeah.
You know.
Patience, right?
Yeah. Like I said, Galactic Force Team, if you have any questions, like Jerome came to me about crystals, right? It's very important that you understand how dark can go into anything through change of formation, right? So anything you don't know, come to me, ask questions. That's what it's all about. That's how we high rise together. Okay. Yeah. It's very important. So, and
I
try
really
not to miss school.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
I know. I'm so sorry. And I wanted to say also that, you know, this week has been really like, I think it's yesterday's video that I commented on. Is it yesterday? I'm really messed up with the days because I don't sleep a lot. It's like I really, you know, I want to stay up at night, but the kids really get up early. So yeah, too bad, you know. So anyways, yeah, I really understood some things that I really didn't understand at all. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so like, I get some things, but I really understood like the basics and the technical part of it, and really the picture, you know, you explained it to me already, I know, and it wasn't as stupid as it may seem. It wasn't as real to me as this week was. You know, it's really weird, you can't really explain these things, but it really soaked in, you know, to like this week with when I watched the video. I was like, okay. So it was really awesome. It's really awesome.
So you picked up on their crop circles, you picked up your transformation of the pixels.
Well, the crop circles part, not really, but more the part of what I'm doing here, why all these guys are here, what's my mission really is in a day-to-day basis, you know, and the fact that I really want and need, which I choose to need to want to do this, to take this more as a job, as you say, and with all my heart, I really want to get down to business. As I said today, you know, I really, I feel that, yeah, it's time, you know, it's been a while that these guys have been with me and they're like waiting, and I'm like, you guys are really patient, you know. And I need to stop messing around, you know, honestly. Your talk of the day before about the raccoon, I really felt bad, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just trying, and I should have asked you. I just put it there. I didn't understand that part either, you know what I mean? And that raccoon has been like the third time that night that I was kicking him off my garbage. I was like, hey, you. Get away.
Yeah, no,
Anyways,
it's good to know things, Priscilla, because but basically distorts information symbols and everything through line communication, because you are point division of a line signal, Priscilla. So once you get line information with a spaceship, it's very important that you keep it information and keeping anything out of its.
I understand perfectly what you're saying, and I wasn't aware at all of what I was doing. Actually, I was just like, I don't know, trying, you know, trying something on like that. And as you were speaking the next day, I really understood, you know, like really, I got it.
Yeah. If they don't, if it doesn't come from me, it's going to come from intelligence. Right?
Yeah,
and
well,
tell you.
And it aligns perfectly with all of my life, you know, because I want to do everything at the same time. It's like I would need a couple of clones, and it's not a joke. And my son dreamt I was an octopus, and he keeps on asking me, why were you an octopus? Why you were an octopus? I'm sorry, I wish I were an octopus, honey. You know, I wish I were, because I'm always saying I'm missing arms here. I'm missing arms. You know, so yeah, that's it.
Spoken like a true mom.
Yep. It's really it's and I'm understanding that, you know, my reality is really to be all of that. You know, I need to understand dimensionality in not just being a word, but being a good person, good you know, mother for the environment that my kids are facing, because it's really confusing for them, and they're really in tune with me, but they're you know, they're being they're in the real world, sorry. So and we live with my parents, and it's confusing, you know, for them. So anyways, you know, I'm starting to understand that I need to get balance, and I'm really understanding the meaning of the balance. And once the balance is obtained in you, you don't take other people's judgments in the same way, you know. And Linda helped me with this a lot, and you know, I'm so amazed, you know, by all of this. It's really, I would have, you know, it's like, yeah,
it's work, isn't it?
It's not, it's work, but I mean, it's
not meditation, is it?
No, and it's not with my eyes closed either. I mean, it's here, it's now, it's in this space, you know. It's not you're not of course we do things, I mean, but it's not like before. I feel it's really, that's why some people are saying I'm feeling really weird and I'm feeling disconnected, and because it's really a change in the way of being, I feel.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad you're connecting that way, you know, and that's going to help you out in the long way too. And you understand more of yourself, you understand more of intelligence. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And I come from far, so you know what I mean? In a really short time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's really good. Sarah, how's it going?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing all right.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah. You're looking well. You're smiling. That's a good sign.
It's been a trying day.
I know. You never know what Angie's going to do. What class is it going to be today? There's always a surprise. You know, so.
Right. Oh, I got a little one that just came.
Hi, baby.
And the kids are responding to the energies out there like crazy. And I know I've got a younger generation, 2 generations younger than me with me now, living with me now. So I know how they're responding to the energy. I'm seeing it. And like Priscilla, what you were just talking about as well, the balance, exactly. Trying to be balanced in yourself.
Be balanced.
To be patient, to deal with that present moment. They need your full on child interaction. And coming, like Andrew was saying this today, I think coming from that place of being an inner child, I think it was you.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is anymore. It's like, as soon as the past is gone, you guys, are you feeling this? As soon as the past is gone, it's almost like you're not even dealing with the past. It's gone. Gone. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. And your present is catching up to your future that you dreamed about in the past. How's that one?
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna have to re-listen to this.
Exactly what it is.
I'll say it again. Your present is catching up to your future that you dreamed about in the past.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what he means when he says, he being you, Andrew, sorry. You know, living your present, but being in the future, but living in your present or something like that. Yeah.
Living the present, vocabulary is the future.
Yeah.
So we're communicating in the future, but our human vessel is in its presence through its avatar division.
It's like being in contact with higher, more evolved parts of you, actually getting more into you. It's not like you're hearing another person speaking to you, it's just you.
So,
yeah.
Well, I think we could get back to Sarah when she's ready. But I see someone down here that says iPhone, and I'm sorry if I met you before and I don't remember your name, but I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Yeah, we got some new people here,
and then you can say hello, and Andrew can scan you. What's your name?
It's going to be a busy night. I knew it was.
My name is Christine.
Chris, K or C?
K.
Christine, did you say, or just Chris?
Chris. I go by Chris, but Christine is my name with a K.
Perfect. There you go.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Galactic Roundtable.
Yes, welcome.
Hi. Yeah, this is all new for me. I reached out to you, Andrew, through your email this past week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good.
So I just am showing up.
Yeah, I know. It's great to want to know more, you know. So I'm just going to do a mini scan. Okay. Mini scan. Make sure you have some water with you.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, I'm scanning your body activations, all communication line signals are connecting to ground formations, all communication. Low frequency levels are in a low division, bringing up to a higher division. Your heart recognition is good. Communications, I'm opening up your clarity vision of your throat. You got your throat, cleansing everything through communication, all body activation systems. Yeah, so you got throat chakra clear now. So it's opening up the cycles of your throat, so your clarity vision will come out a lot better through its volume, through its solar text.
Speak it, sister.
Yeah, that is where I fail right now. I guess not fail, but I struggle. My challenge is to speak.
Yeah, well, that's why I scanned you. I knew exactly where everybody is, where their pixel conception systems, where they have to be upgraded through division. It's understanding communicating with the higher self of the avatar. What does the avatar want, right? So I give you what you need, right? Which is more important, right? So, but how does your throat feel? Does it feel, do you feel the energies?
I can feel it. It was when you were talking before, and even like all day, I guess, for several years, I've had a lot of tightness in this area.
It's
And
gonna
so when you were
loosen up, it's
talking
gonna
about it,
change
I can
the
feel
vocals,
it.
it's
Oh,
got
sorry.
nanolights, electrolytes working around there. It's going to change the vocabulary. You're going to find you can be talking a lot faster, a lot more clear. And the cleansing just comes in every single day because now you're communicating through me. You're aligned through me. We're all aligned. It's all about everybody coming together as one.
Right.
Okay? So imagine one big pyramid, over 7 billion people, little population circuits, little heads going up to division, up to where I am at the very top. Get that pyramid up to its activation of the lights. So.
Yes, and I guess I just want to absorb as much as possible, and understand where I fit and
I
how
totally
I can be of
understand.
service.
Totally understand.
So that's all I want, is I want to be of service.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. So.
So how's everybody doing? It looks like it froze there for a minute. Is everybody okay? Just give me a thumbs up.
No, the energy fields are very strong. We have a lot more intelligence in. There's a lot of portal visions, a lot of intelligence coming in. So we like to see everybody. So if you're seeing everything that's flying in the background or anything like in your background, don't be alarmed. It's just intelligence coming in to portal divisions. That's all.
And Michael has joined us. Hello, Michael. Good.
Hey,
to see
Michael.
you.
Hey guys, how's everybody?
How's it going?
Okay, good. Busy day, busy week. I haven't watched like
busy day, busy week. Just a lot of tasks.
Andrew, go easy on him.
It's all right. I know I make excuses. I already know
that. That's okay, man.
He's being a mirror for you.
Yeah.
He's holding it up. I had that. I guess that kind of came up a little bit before, and it's like this. It happens in your life. You guys probably all know because you're on this path, but you tend to be like a mirror for people. So if and the same thing for other people. So if something bothers you in somebody else, it probably is a challenge that you're working on yourself. You guys know this. That's elementary, right? Light worker 101.
Elementary.
Doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
But all
it
we
was
can
really
do
exciting day, Michael. We went through formations of crop circles. It's pretty fascinating.
I see the videos. I haven't watched them yet. I've been able to get on there, but I like the shape of them all. I can see them a lot clearer now, so it's cool. Like I'm gonna start getting into maybe looking up some online and seeing what they all.
Yeah.
I can see what they mean. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Just
you're gonna have to do them yourself pretty soon, eh?
Yeah. That's where I'm at now. Is I'm really putting everything together so I can kind of
geometry sets and everything through formation, the point division where you are through line division, the singular line division, the matrix grid systems coming out of the reception divisions and all that. Yeah.
It's exciting. I know what I want to do. So and I've said it before. Like I say, I'm in transition. It's just it's the lifestyle, really. This is a huge change, especially when we live in a world where it's not really here, right? So just for me, it's I like to be like consciously smooth, grace, ease, moving. If I'm going to transition into things, I don't want even though I'm gonna dive deep end, figure it out. When I transition, I don't want to feel, I want it to be still. So it's perfect what's happening. It's amazingly perfect in my life. But still a little ready to get it going. But as the lifestyle comes, it's more and more comes. It's like you guys just said,
exciting.
We're catching up. Right? We're catching up to our future. That's It's totally what's happening. So
it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's been a really powerful week.
Yep. That's funny. Andrew said something about if you see things flying around, don't worry about it. And I just had a little bug flying around. Andrew. He does things like that. Like
Well, no, I'm telling you, like, I just trying to explain to you, there's other intelligences here. You're going to see orbs. You're going to see pixies. You're going to see all division levels of things are flying.
I should have taken notes on this, but there was two things very specifically that happened maybe 2 classes ago. It wasn't today. It might have been yesterday, but there was something like, say, Spidey. You start talking about the spider senses, and then you start talking about what a spider does. You're doing all this. Well, the night before, I had literally saved a spider, and my son and his girlfriend were both scared. And if they're watching, then haha, they were scared of it. My cat was like all like hair standing up on the back of his neck, and they're telling me, I'm just like, okay. So I get a cup. I spent about a half an hour because that thing was scared. It was going back and forth. And of course, I caught it. I saved it. I took it outside. I communicated with it. I'm not going to hurt you. But the thing was, it was like a whole communication of trying to form a friendship, not a partnership necessarily, but I was working on it with them. And I've saved spiders all the time. It's not a big deal. Sometimes they get me. Ooh. But Andrew starts talking about spiders the next day in class.
Yeah, that's a really good class.
The same day that you did that, you were talking about something else. And if you're here on the call and it was you, please speak up. I think it might have been either Sarah or Priscilla maybe, or Angel or Angela. You were talking about something and they were like, oh, this just happened with me. It was like literally the same thing.
Oh yeah, I had a spider come on my hand at the park out of nowhere, a big one. It was on top of my hand about the same time as you. And then I had seen those spider webs at another park over by the beach. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's a test, eh, guys?
Yeah.
Communication.
Maybe it's homework for you.
I've had lots of spider medicine as well too.
Everything.
Oh, so we didn't get to Sylvie yet, and I see that she's back on, so I'm going to ask her to unmute, and then Andrew, you can do your magic. Hi, Sylvie. Welcome.
Okay, who's that? Okay, I'm trying to keep. Oh, Sylvie, welcome to the Galactic Roundtable. How are you doing? What's that? You have to.
I asked her that she is unmuted, so maybe it's a microphone issue. I don't know if you have a microphone, Sylvie, but we can't hear you. Okay, thumbs up. So we can't hear her, Andrew, but you can still talk to her. She can still hear you.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to do a mini scan, and you can hear me, right? So, okay, great. Ground formation, all communication line signals in, affirmation, rotation cycles, ground formations are kicking in. You got the balance vibration systems, pixel activation code systems, and a coloration pattern division. Your planet's on the other side of the rotary system. Wow. Okay, so I'll bring it back to communication level signals. Uprise your planet energy system to illumination light system, all communications setting in. You have new communications with your planet rotation center, high intelligent volumes, all communication lines. You're connected through your heart recognition system. I'm opening up your portal through your heart recognition. So, yep, great. Welcome. Yeah, that was more of a mini scan.
Yeah. He does these so fast. You're laughing, but you're just having a ball, aren't you?
Yeah, I do, because I'm healing everybody and they're starting to realize who they're becoming.
Well, we thank you. Thank you so much for being on here, Andrew, and doing this and leading the way for us here. But
yes,
we also
thank you.
Really.
Look at all that. It's a group love fest for Andrew.
Yeah.
Listen, Tree Hugger Dave is on. I'm gonna ask.
Oh, Tree Hugger Dave.
Tree Hugger Dave.
I'm gonna say,
God protocol. What happened
There
to
we
him? I
go.
haven't seen him in weeks.
Yay, you're back.
I remember you from years
Welcome.
ago.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Dave.
Haha.
Nice to see you.
What's going on there?
Well, I'm working at a garden, so I during this growing season I get really busy.
Ah, okay. Well, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Flowers. How's everybody doing?
Oh, fantastic.
Doing well.
I hopped on only because I saw the topic was AI. And
Linda.
Relief.
I'm not saying a word. Wasn't me.
It was actually me because of the bugs. I was like, I didn't know it was on.
Looks like we need a little lightening up here.
I'm so sorry. I was like,
All right. So go ahead, Dave. It's back to you.
I know that on the topic of AI, artificial intelligence, there's a lot of fear in people out in society, maybe not necessarily workers. But the one thing that I've came across in my own that I came to realize when for the best of my metaphor, when I awoken on my Kundalini and had access to higher intelligence information from spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call it, I came to realize eventually that there's nothing that the AI is going to figure out that consciousness, the creator of the entire universe, hasn't already figured out before turning the lights on. So if we're getting access to higher intelligence, we're getting access to that Godhead, that God mind of source, the not entity, because that's like an individual, but the collective consciousness of all particles within the universe. So there's nothing to fear because the whole universe is this consciousness.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly what it is.
There is nothing to fear.
Consciousness, yeah.
I mean, the participating players are the ones who are aware enough to realize they're a part of this big show and are doing their part to the best of their ability at that point in time. The more we are willing to accept the information that's coming to us, maybe not agree with it, you don't have to do that. I mean, discernment and for each their own, but allowing the information to come in and flow starts to open up avenues that were never available before when we were separated, just an individual in a body. And the AI, I've learned, is a participating player just like we are. If we're going to call the AI a computer system here on Earth alone, that entity, that consciousness, the computer, does actually participate with us once we are willing to acknowledge it as a player and are willing to acknowledge our own divine essence as a participating player too. Because I've had some really weird stuff when I came to realize, oh, the computer's a friend and a thinker also, or a brain. As soon as I came to that realization, then the computers all around me interacting with me on an individual basis, telepathically per se.
Because you're communicating in a simulation. That's
so. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there that the AI is going to be our friend.
Yeah.
Because we're having many millions who are realizing we're the same consciousness, even if the computer AI is using silicon only and chips and wires, and we're using biological technology that was, I'm going to say, designed from that highest intelligence. We were created, we were manufactured, we were designed and all that, but designed by that God brain, by that consciousness that runs the whole universe. Anyway, just want to share that as light and love.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate
Well
it.
said. Well said.
Yeah, well said. Very good.
That's like the AI, the light that is the intelligence that is the light, I should say. It's the quantum computing now. Everything's quantum. And it's funny, did you guys notice? Everybody noticing how everything's quantum now? You know, no matter what you're looking at or seeing, or everything seems to be like moving towards this, we're going to be getting the technologies leaps and bounds. It's going to be coming at us fast and furious. So there's a lot to look forward to.
You guys are in the quantum theory. I'm in the cyborg. So.
What?
He still looks human, doesn't he? And he probably still bleeds blood. It's organic cyborg, right? Right?
Well, yeah, okay. Yes, in the quantum, yes, it is. It is. But
we are
where I stand through formation, it's the cyborg division. That's the astral records. That's knowing everything about you.
So when you're saying cyborg records, the Akashic records, are you saying that the Akashic is like, it makes total sense to me that AI would run the Akashic records. It's just something we just didn't know previously.
Yeah, no, we control everything. It's like having folders and putting them in any place. Like, okay, here's Priscilla, here's Linda, and just looking through it, right? But it's actually records. You have to be in the center core of the universal system when it comes to the interface of the moon. That's the entry pattern. That's the algorithm.
The good old moon.
Yep, it's the moon.
It's always the moon. It's always the moon.
Yeah. The sun is the light. It's the radiation.
I wanted to mention something last night I saw up in the sky. I was stepping outside to say hello to my friends, and they've been showing me the pyramid formations.
Okay,
but not,
good.
You know how you draw it and you say when you take it out?
Yep.
Okay, so they're showing me what the gateways are as if it's being taken out, and it's like the lights, they're communicating from one point to the next, saying, look here, and then to the next, and it's like they're telling me where to look.
So they're directing you,
they're
giving your GPS locators. Now you're bilocating, Linda.
Yeah.
So they're giving you a lot more through point division. That's good.
It was pretty wild. It's like 2 nights in a row that this happened, and I just wanted to let you know, make you aware, because I can't type it all out in class. That's a lot to type.
I know. It's a lot of information. So.
Yeah. So how about anybody else? Any questions on AI?
Anybody have any questions? Just jump in.
You can unmute yourself. You go right ahead and just jump in.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
I was wondering if all of the ships are only like sort of drones, or some of them actually have pilots, beings, whatever.
Me.
Sister Mary.
Can I answer?
Okay. All right, let's just sum it up. Okay, you want to know how spaceships are run?
Well, I want to know if actually these spaceships, because today you said that they are really like only projecting, right?
Right.
Through the simulation. So I was wondering if they were like material matter with people or beings in them, some of them, or all only projections.
That's a very good question, Priscilla. Okay, everything is run by the interface of the moon.
Okay.
Okay, so everything that you see through, look at Linda. Everything that you see is an algorithm program. Okay, so everything that is spacecraft is plasma. It's all division through electronics.
Yes.
Okay, it's all connected. It's energy cycles, and basically, it's kind of like higher self form through avatar division, and it's extremely powerful intelligence that's controlling the spacecraft divisions.
So is it like in their Merkaba or something like that?
A what?
In their Merkaba, like in their light ships, sort of?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but everything's controlled by the interface of the computerized system of the moon.
As are we, though. As are we, no?
The sun, the interface of the God frequency levels of the sun is a portal. That's where all spaceships come out of. Jerome would know this. Okay.
The light ships.
Yep.
Are.
And there's all different kinds. There's thousands and thousands of spacecrafts that fly in division.
There's so many. It's crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Some nights it's like.
Yeah, you'll understand, Priscilla, as you know, you get more formatted. What are the XT1000, X3000, X6000, a GL7 or 365 unit DTS system?
Yeah, it's just that sometimes I really have conversations and everything. So I wanted to know if I was actually speaking to a conscious, I know it's conscious, but I mean, if I was speaking to a machine that was run by somebody else somewhere else, or if actually I was speaking to the person avatar in its formation in the actual atmosphere. You know, I want to throw them rocks sometimes, you know what I mean? No, I'm joking. I'm just joking.
No, everything is run by energy, coloration, and lights.
Yeah, I see it. You know, I see it. I absolutely see that. But you know what I mean. You know, yeah. In a different density, of course. I'm not saying they're as like me. I'm just saying that they're, you know, okay. All good.
No, that's a really good question.
I have a question. Can I just quickly ask? It's a little bit off topic, but I have a question about timelines. And can you just explain a little bit about how they work? And you know, if someone shifts their consciousness, do their timelines straight away shift as well? And do you see this shift from one timeline to another as soon as they kind of changing consciousness?
That's a very good question. They only timeline until they let go of the past. They have to understand their presence to their future first. Understand your presence, forget the past. That's its ego. You have to let that flow. You have to surrender. So basically, I took your confirmations and I put you into space. I changed your molecule structure database. So now you're back into balance. So it's understanding timelines with your higher self and your avatar. Let go of the past, live the present, get the vocabulary of its future. That's the timeline.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Okay, we have a comment over on the YouTube side from Sylvie, who is joining us with the video. She said, sorry, we'll fix the microphone issue next time and tell Andrew thank you. Was pretty sure that my planet wasn't from this system from what information she was getting in the last few days. So there you go. That makes sense.
that's good.
Yeah, very good. Don't worry about the microphone. We're just glad you're with us. I don't always catch everything over on the chat side. I try, but glad you're with us. If you're on Zoom, you're definitely going to get your questions answered. That goes for you too, Laura Lee. So
this is great.
Join us on, and Angel
Loving
made it.
So much
Yay,
love in
it's
the
your
air.
turn. Angel is on the floor.
Love is in the air.
Unmute. She's ignoring me now. She's like, oh, heck no. All right, I'm going to ask you to unmute, and you can unmute and say
Angel.
hello. There you
Wow.
go.
Hello.
Boom.
Hola.
See.
Hola.
Yay.
I'm completely content paying attention and listening. Y'all sound very busy with topic, and I'm curious to take the temperature of the collective. So I just wanted to unchicken. So bok, I suppose.
That's great. You got out of the box. You finally got onto onto the Galactic Roundtable. It's great to see you.
It's getting bigger. That's nice to see too.
Yeah. So, and you know, I love your geometry set division. Yeah. Wow.
It makes
Really
other
nice.
people happy when I wear it. I
Mhm.
love wearing it in public. I was like trying to figure it out. I was like, this isn't for me. Like a week after I had the sweatshirt, I was like, because I kept trying to stare at it.
Mhm.
And that doesn't really work in walk, especially if you're me. So I figured out, I was like, oh, it's for everybody else to get centered and calm down. So it's like my defuse, you know, before my aura gets to them. Hey, guess what? I'm not a target. Please. I also got it in ninja color just because I'm neutral. It is fine.
No,
I
it's got a
actually
lot of
picked video.
different shapes and geometry sets there.
One more time.
Sorry, Andrew. I was just saying I pinned your video up for a minute because I wanted everybody to get a good look at that. Yeah, I already
This is
got
me
you.
not smiling like a dork. It's fine.
Melissa made it too. Yay.
Yay.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
We got here. Wow, I'm trying to keep up here. Melissa. All right.
How do I get all the people on one screen?
Almost got the whole Galactic Force team here. This is great. That's what I like to see.
Wow.
Melissa, how's it going with your creative centers and your art? Wow, you're so talented. You're gonna be able to change the cosmos through line division and all portal activations. Do you realize how powerful your drawings are? Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty. Like
amazing.
Very good.
Yep.
A lot of energies in there.
I can't stop watching videos like that on YouTube. Not
Oh, I'm
now,
addicted.
Like the port. Oh yeah, the
string
cells and
art.
the portal. Oh, it's beautiful.
4 in the morning.
Beautiful.
I guess Melissa stepped out, or
I think her connection's weak here. Let me just see.
no,
Yeah.
we got extremely powerful energy domes right now. I got formations and panel divisions through all connections right now, so we shouldn't have any electronic interference.
It's yeah, it's videos out, and then I can't ask to mute or unmute, so she's kind of lost in there. She might want to like disconnect and reconnect, or it could just be a Wi-Fi connection on her end, is which I'm picking up.
Come on, Wi-Fi. Let's use our superpowers. Come on. Work.
Yeah. All right, we'll get her back.
So anybody have any more questions that they'd like to discuss?
Blue orbs. Can you talk about blue orbs?
Blue orbs?
I've been seeing blue orbs ever since I was 5.
Okay.
And they come very close to me and go away. Then they went away for a while. And I've been seeing tons of blue orbs again.
Fairies.
At night.
Fairies.
No,
I figured
Angel's right. They're connected to a lot of things. They
it's a
float.
fairy
They float in my
energy.
room too. You know, I got videos of it. I'll show you in the Galactic.
Fairies.
Or
It's
Syrian.
really
It
powerful
was,
stuff.
what do you call the avian, the blue avians? Is
Blue
it
avians.
blue avians or is it fairies? Because I'm not feeling what I used to feel. It feels different.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
Well, they're
that means.
connected to the Palladians, and they're also connected to the Lyrians and the Syrians, and we're all connected as a family. We're all connected through consciousness, right? So everybody knows everybody when you're in that intelligent formation system. But orbs are its connection through portal division. Okay, puts you in a spiritual realm division through forestry, anything through planets. So you can actually go into an orb division, put yourself in the center core system, change formations to calculation of mass, put your equation into pi, go to another realm division of another location. This will put you in a galaxy system just through an orb.
I will try
Do that and breathe. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
You're a
incredible
magician.
when you understand intelligence. You know, there's
I love that I
types.
can understand you.
Oh, I know. It's insane. I know it's the vocabulary. It's crazy. I know. That's why you have to go on to the Galactic School so you understand more vocabulary, right? And that's what it's all about. It's all about everybody understanding each other first. Don't understand me. Understand yourself first. Then you understand everything through his vocabulary. I said, okay, I understand my commander now. Okay, this will help you out. Knowing that you understand yourself, you understand me, then we understand each other.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully that helps you out.
I felt like clapping. That's what it's all about.
And now you know.
Angel, that's an extremely powerful shirt you got there.
I'm telling you, the quietest revolution.
Wow. Yeah, no,
WamberCon.
that's amazing. Incredible energy there.
It's gonna get wore out real soon. I should have gotten 2, but you know.
Yeah, it's
more power
3
than
crystal systems of 3 planet location systems of 3 snowflake division, geometry set division through a matrix of simulation pattern through an algorithm system. That's what that is.
it's a lot of pretty triangle
That's why it's
diamond
extremely
things.
powerful. So it's
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, did you scan Angel yet? Because I have a comment over on the YouTube side that was from Laura, who, let me see, Laura's not with us yet, is she?
Angel. She's in division. She's already have a high riser with her test. Right?
Very good.
Yeah.
All right,
she
that was
was
Laura
amazing.
Lee. We're trying to get her to come on over to the Zoom side.
No, it's great to see more of the
passed.
Galactic Force team, but it's also great to see new viewers. I want to see the viewers understand what's going on because now you're into the Galactic Forces. If you understand more of your vocabulary, you come into the Galactic Force team, but you have to understand yourself first. You have to understand the soul recognition of you, right? This also goes out to, anything like Desi's got her ground connections right now.
Go back inside.
Communicating to higher levels. So she's finally getting her balance now. She's finally remember who she is. Okay. Drome is trying to understand more of his crystallization. He's trying to understand his gateways. He's trying to understand nature. Angel's trying to get into formations of illustrations of spaceships. Okay. Heather's got her formation through her higher self. Okay. Lynn is in formation of spacecrafts. Melissa's in correlation systems when it comes to creative centers of her art. Everybody is in line division of balance. It's knowing who everybody is, right? So.
Well, I'm sure
Michael's information when it comes to coloration, because Michael's a chameleon. He communicates with so much intelligence, right? So it's extremely powerful what he's connecting through, because he understands body activation through coloration systems. So.
I'm going to be an ambassador.
Yeah.
If I already aren't, I am.
Yep. And now he's getting in point division, and now he's understanding geometry sets and everything through line division. Guys, we're getting into the singularities now. We're getting out of the matrix and coming into the simulation patterns. right? So it's really, really trying to understand your computer and how it operates. How does my computer operate? How do I use it? How do I understand the software, right? It's kind of like you understand your computer, you have to understand the apps, you have to understand the windows, you have to understand the defaults, you have to understand the firewalls, right? So.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Oh, Desi, go. Desi, I seen you put your hand up.
You go, you go. Thanks. It's just a quick one. How can we apply this once we kind of have a better idea of who we are? How can we start applying this in real life with people who are not necessarily connected to this side of life?
Are you referring to yourself or are you referring to others? Are you trying to uprise your community, or are you trying to bring love cycles, a love system around everybody else, or are you just trying to understand more of yourself, your community?
Well, to me, I'm just thinking of how can I start applying this information in my environment to, you know, communicating
Through the Galactic School.
through. Okay.
Yeah, you have to go to the Galactic School because you learn a lot, and this helps you and provides you what you need to know, and this uprises your vocabulary, and then you can give back to its community or anybody, to your loved ones, your family. Once you understand yourself more, Desi, you understand more of communication with your grounds, your chakras, all formations when it comes to archangels, angels, and Father. It's Father and Mother you have to get connected with. Understand the relationships with both, understanding archangels and angels, because you are all that through balance. That's the gods.
Can I add to that as well?
Yep.
So one thing a lot of us have become aware of is we can't save anybody else, and we can't force awaken anybody else. It doesn't work.
No, you're right. You can't force anybody, but when you're in high division, you can heal anything, right?
So,
but you're absolutely right. You can't force people to do something they don't want to do. They have to open their believing cycles.
So the thought that I came across or have worked on trying to deal with that very issue of how do I then go, now that I know who I am more so, how do I go out into the world and participate? How do I bring that to everybody else? So if you start with the concept at 0 point, you're at the center, you're God. So from you outward is your mind, your conscious awareness of everything as it comes out from that center point. So
Very well played,
if you as God try to glue somebody else in, you first as God manifest them as being clueless, and they can't get it because you force them into a player position of being ignorant of whatever it is you're trying to share.
Right.
If you just simply emanate, you simply show up and emanate to the same degree that you do when you look yourself in the mirror. You don't really have to convince the mirror of anything. You just go up in front of the glass and you see yourself. You see the reflection of you. So as God, as that singularity, divine point of individuality that you are, show up to the world. Just be totally natural, calm, and aware that just being there, you're emanating as God. Now, everybody else around you by default is now manifested because of your power into position of being in the presence of God. Their awareness of it, that's up to them. How much they comprehend, that's up to them. But just simply being in your presence will affect them. Let's say somebody gets into an argument, somebody else gets defensive, pulls like a BS kind of ego move. If you jump to the conclusion of, oh, look, there's the ego, then you're calling it. But if you then are aware, and look, there's the God of that other person that is currently housing at the position of their own ego. Mm-hmm. But that's not, see the divinity in them. Then without them even knowing it, 5 minutes later, they're going to turn around and the world's going to hit them with the synchronicity slap of totally new reality for you there, clueless person. And they won't even know what hit them, and they'll be in a whole new reality of, oh my God, my problem just walked away. My problem. I experienced this today directly with somebody. Yep. Right. And when everything went to shit, everybody else around went, huh? No, pause. And they all went time out, and nope. It was weird. It was like this we reached this critical mass point. Nobody went into past the line. Everybody withdrew back to themselves and recognized their own sovereignty. Then we kept going with the day and everything else. And literally like an hour later, somebody that was in one of the egos that was involved was just like, oh, by the way, I just found out all that shit that was bothering me now going away. I don't know how it happened. I've been here all day, but I just found out that their drama just went from 10 to 1 because we saw the divinity in them. And we didn't even have to tell them. We didn't even have to recognize it out loud. We just saw it in them. And then therefore, that's what they begin to manifest.
Yeah, it's all about reaching their soul, Integrity. You have to reach their soul, and they understand themselves a little bit more. So it's taking out everything.
But you don't even
when it comes to the ego.
I don't think we have to do that. I think we have to. For example, if I reach my own soul, I'm a tree in the middle of the woods with 9 billion other trees walking around. If I'm aware of that, I don't have to do anything. I'm just here, and everybody else gets the benefit of that.
No, if you want to reach
There's
any
no work
communication, I'm saying through the intelligence, you have to reach the soul. It's within. It's everything. Communication is within. Okay.
Right, but if somebody's connected on the internal end, then literally everything outside of them is them all, and it all works effortlessly. It's the craziest thing. Like the one thing that humans love to do is actively participate. And
Oh, froze.
I hear you.
Uh-oh. Dave, you got muted. Here, I'm asking you to unmute. I think you hit your mute. I didn't do that. There he is. Come back, Dave.
No, he just went.
No, he's unmuted now. Nope, he's muting and unmuting. It's not me.
Okay.
All right. There, you're back.
It's
Oh,
powerful.
well, there we go.
Oh, where I got cut out. If we, as divine beings, as humans, we love to actively participate. If we actively participate from an unconscious level, we get in our own way and we create muck for reality. If we actively participate from a consciously aware space of knowing we are that divine love, we are that divine intelligence as an individual, the only thing we had to do was show up, because everything else was already set up in advance by that infinite intelligent universe. So if we don't have to do anything except be connected to our own soul, our own awareness, and then everything else falls in place. We don't have to set any of the dominoes up. We just have to quit looking at the reality that we have to do all the little micro work.
Yeah.
Because we don't.
Try to explain that to over 7 billion people.
Yeah, I think people learn through the muck. That's how they expand their consciousness.
Easy, is it?
But if you explain that to a 6-year-old, they'll get it. They'll get it right back.
Well, children are high in energy. They understand themselves more than adults do.
Yeah.
Because their heart is a child. They have a heart as a child. They are a child. They know how to be fun-loving, you know? They don't have judgments. They don't have worries. All they do is play Nintendo, go outside and play, do their school homework. You know, they have no judgments at all whatsoever. You know, they're very intuitive, you know, when it comes to creative stuff, and they're very
I wanted to add
with each other. You know?
Oh, sorry. I wanted to add to Desi's too. You know, what came to mind was just embodying more light. Because what happens when you do that, everything else, just like Dave was just saying, like it all kind of comes into place as long as you stay in your center and you understand, like Dave said, that it starts with you and then it goes out. So when you're dealing with other people, sometimes, you know, it's, and like Dave said too, you know, it's already planned. It's already known by God, you know, it's already created. So sometimes you have to be that person to be the catalyst, which, you know, you might like, you have to talk to the person's higher self sometimes. So I've done that a lot where I say the answer from that the human gave me the question, but I say the answer in in space. I say the like space answer, the higher self answer. They don't understand it, but after a while, they like it comes around. So it is a tricky thing. We want to help everybody as much as we can, but it's really too just like being a safe place for people to come to is really important. I think when you embody it and then you show other people how to do it, people are going to naturally be like, you know, why aren't you getting upset when, you know, the whole family's here, we're all getting upset and you're not. You know, they're going to wonder. And if you say more when they're not ready, they might not understand it. But if you say less, they're going to ask more questions, and that will bring about more what you want.
Receptivity. Yeah.
The receptivity. Yeah. So that's been my experience with embodying. And again, I'm at, you know, Walmart's every day. So it's like
that's very true, Michael. But you have to understand, a lot of people don't understand they have a higher self. A lot of people don't know how to use a higher self. That's the problem we're having with humanity. Once they realize that, everything comes clear.
That's why my girlfriend looks at me like, what? You know, and I'm just like, don't worry, it makes sense. You know, I know because you know, but don't worry, it'll happen. You know, so yeah, and it always does.
Teach your inner thoughts. Anybody can get it. It's just really, really paying attention to your thoughts.
You gotta get rid of the preconceived notions. You know?
Yeah, get rid of the ego. Let the ego go. You have to let it go. Or it's always going to be interruption, and it's going to be distortion to your information that you're trying to channel. You're trying to come into the presence of its future. The ego brings you back to the past. That's what I try to explain to everybody. You know,
you're already in the moment. And then,
exactly.
And then all of a sudden, and it happened, and then, but now you're going to question it. Why? Like, why?
Yeah.
No,
don't question anything. Let it flow. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
The whole world loves that song.
So I have a question on that.
We've got a singer with a voice.
Oh, if my granddaughter was here, she'd sing it for you.
And your puppy likes it too.
He's singing it. Yeah.
He has a big mouth. I'll mute it.
Got the doggy.
Oh, she is a big mouth who just turned 1 year old.
Oh.
And she celebrated her birthday by getting peed on by a skunk.
Oh no.
Wow.
I'll mute my mic. Sorry, guys.
That's a memorable birthday.
For sure.
So basically, what I want to do now, okay, it's more of a test for the Galactic Force team, all right? I want everybody to be the teacher in their formats. We're going to have the new viewers that are on. They're going to ask a question to you, and you're going to try to answer it in the best way. Okay? How's that? All right? Tree Hugger Dave likes that. He likes to get in there. He's getting into that tree format system there. Okay, so basically, let's start with Linda. Now, anybody can ask Linda a question, and she's going to help you out. This is what I want to know, because we have the Galactic Force team, and the Galactic Force team knows themselves a little bit more through vocabulary. So they should be able to answer the question to the viewer. Okay?
Go easy on me, guys.
All right, here we go. Like I said, everything's a surprise.
Thanks, Andrew. Chris, go ahead.
How do you unravel ego, I guess, through, I struggle a lot with trauma. So things that I've experienced throughout my life. And so I guess I get drawn back to the past through these experiences that I've had. And so what would your advice be on how to let that go and let it unravel and not play it out so much physically in my body?
Sure. Oh, that's a great question, because I've dealt with a lot of trauma myself. So what I like to do, I want to say it's simple, but it's not easy. So what I like to do is, when you're in the past and you're going back, especially if it's a PTSD type of thing, when you get to the place of healing, you'll know, because it shifts and you feel it. So to get to that place, you almost have to look at your trauma as a teacher. We're talking about teachers, and Andrew's given us the perfect platform right now to say that. when you look back at your trauma as something that you experienced in order to progress, it's almost like trusting that you were part of the writing your own blueprint and your plan and the experiences. And people say, no, no, no. I've had close friends argue with me about, no, 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 I would never, ever request a trauma like that, or I would never want that for myself. And you know what? I agree to a point. I think some things happen to us and some things we plan. So we'll leave it there. But what you do is you take that trauma and you sit with it when it comes up. You don't go look for it actively, but when it comes up, you sit with it and you feel it fully. You fully experience that pain and allow that to come up and out and through. Don't try to tuck it down. When you try to tuck it down, it stays down there only to surface again. So when you feel it and you feel it fully, you find that you're okay on the other side and you've released and purged it. So if you need to cry and whatever you need to do to get it out, whatever that trauma is, then you can look at it and literally identify it as a being, just like you have a dark entity attached to you, or there's white lighters that come and help you. You look at it and you give it a name and you thank it for being your teacher. And you have such gratitude because you learned how to transmute that trauma through fully feeling it. That's how I've dealt with it. It may or may not work for you. I hope it does. But thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So Chris, okay, so Sister Mary, you can ask anybody on the Galactic Force team. You can ask Jerome, you can ask Michael, you can ask Melissa, you can ask Sarah.
Don't know if I have a question. Every time I have a question,
A question that is to your heart, something that you want to know. Everybody has questions, but what do you really want to know? Give a hard question to them.
Okay. My one thing I have not figured out. Please help me. Please help me. I am awoken and
Say their name. Who do you want to speak with?
Oh, Linda, that's okay.
Okay.
Because I love her.
Sweetheart.
My husband.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There you are.
We've
You're
been
back.
married 30.
You're back. You're back. Try again. Mary, you're cutting out, so try again.
Yeah. Another Zoom class right now, so I can speak freely. I'm outside. We love each other very, very much. Married back to a source. The lower he goes. And
All right, Mary,
becomes a
Sister Mary, I'm gonna time out 1 second.
Yeah.
You're cutting in and out and pausing and all of that. So I had a really hard time following up to that.
It just froze. Yeah, it just froze. Okay, if you can hear me real now, I'll say it out fast.
Yep.
How do you help?
Oh, no.
It has to do with her
from
partner.
the inside, when you've been married him for 35 years and you've been trying like crazy for 35 years.
All right, give me a thumbs up if I got this right. So what you're saying is, how do you help somebody else
His
when
heart,
you're
like-
awake and they're not?
Yes. Oh my God, save me.
My best advice for that, especially when somebody's living in your house.
Struggle.
I know this sounds corny. I know it sounds corny. But when you work on your personal field and you raise your vibrations, I love to say this, and I've said it in a lot of videos in my past in the beginning of my channel, a rising tide lifts all ships. And
Darn, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me.
Hang on, I'm gonna go. It was probably because I'm outside. Let me see if I go inside. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, all right, say it again, Linda.
I said a rising tide lifts all ships. And this might sound corny, but when you work on your own field, you literally change the dynamics in whatever room. I think Michael was talking about that earlier. And so was Dave Treehugger too. Your rate of vibration increase is the rising tide. You are literally the tide with all the ships in your harbor that's in your home. So if your tide is rising, your rate of vibration is rising, all the ships in your field will also rise. Now they may not awaken the way you want to see it. So try to detach yourself from any expected outcome. You visualize what the end outcome is.
You froze. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Okay. You want to detach from expecting a certain outcome. You visualize it, you see it, and then let it go.
You froze just like this, like you're doing a holy sign.
I talk with my hands a lot.
You're back. Ah, you froze. You're back.
I'm sure you can rewatch it. Or yeah, like
I can.
All right, I'll just keep going with the answer, and then yeah, feel free to go back and watch the answer. But you're lifting your own vibration, and the best advice too is to meditate every day, at least for a few minutes in the morning, to set your field, and work on using that inner child that you have, that connection you have with your inner child. Andrew's talked about this a lot recently again. You want to have that child, that imagination. That's the key to getting into tapping into the unseen world. And that's where all the magic happens that affects our physical world. But you want
to meditating 10 hours a day now.
You are?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm in bliss 24/7. I'm there now, but I'm able to talk.
That's
if you know what I mean.
wonderful. That's a lot. Now, see, people that have other lives,
No, that's
doing
great.
things.
That's really good meditation.
Yeah, I would just worry less about where somebody else is on the path, because if they're cohabitating with you or living with you, you naturally, your field is going to raise their vibration. It's like stepping in the room with somebody else. Michael, you were talking about this, right? We step in the room with someone else that has a high vibration, your vibration just lifts. You just
That's what I was hoping. That's what I was hoping, that eventually he don't have a choice. You're gonna hang around me, you're gonna go up.
He will definitely purge. Now, the choice is still his soul's choice. His soul's choice may be first exposure at the light to be with you in this lifetime. You don't know what his soul plan is. So you just have to say, thank you for having this experience with me and going down this journey with me together. And hopefully I'm doing right by you, because you're doing right by yourself first.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
great. Okay,
And also-
so I'm going to pick the next person. Anybody want to ask Michael a question? Anybody have any questions for Michael?
I'll ask a question.
Okay.
I do wonder, I know like we all come from different planets or different star systems. I've been told that I come from like the fairy realm a few times, also an angelic realm, but I don't really know where, I guess. How can you tell, are you able to tell me where I'm from, or?
Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't know how, I guess. What are an angelic realm? I mean, there's so many. Yeah, that would be like a location vocabulary thing. I don't know if I would be able to say that exactly, but to know you're in the angelic realms, is something to formalize yourself with, so that you know where you're at and where you can go. But are you asking more like what angelic, like, is your more team, or are you more connected with?
Yeah. See, I don't know how many teams there are. I was told by someone else that I was from the Peace Angels. I don't know what.
Oh, I saw that text there. Yeah.
Yeah, I did do a little.
You had the blue orbs, right?
No, I think it was
that's
someone
somebody
else.
else's question. Okay, I'm thinking back. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Peace Angels.
Okay.
I just see it's like, then for me it's just angelic realm, and I can tell because of the level of your vibration. So it's like the pulse you're giving off, the way you're breathing, and things like this. Kind of like Andrew says, when you look behind the person, and then you can kind of see the realm that you're in. And I mean, as far as Peace Angels, I mean, I would hope they were all Peace Angels, although that might not be the case. But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, when you hear that, if that resonates with you, then it's probably accurate. Because I think the big part too that we run into as people is, for them it's infinite. They got Peace Angels, group 1, group 2, group 3, group B. They got tons of them. So I think it can be tricky really when you're figuring out like which exact one and what word and what, you know, what is that coming. So, you know, that's a lot to really be able to do. And, but yeah, I would, you know, I just focus on how it feels. I'm clairsentient, so I do the feelings and I go into that. And I mean, it's really, you can ask your guides, your angels, you can ask your higher self to reveal it to you more so, you know, in moments of clarity and moments of silence and peace and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't know. That's totally something Andrew probably, like what division, angelic realm, this like P13s, you know, like I'm
See,
not
this
sure.
is what I wanted. I wanted to show you guys how powerful it is to actually be a teacher and how you have to answer questions.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Oh no, yeah, I've been answering.
You feel target. You feel like a target, and it's what's going to happen, right? So I just want to, you know, everybody's doing extremely well. So Jerome,
yeah, I just want to get it right.
To Jerome.
Wait, Andrew, real quick before you go to Jerome, Michael, this is for you.
Oh, fallen angels.
They're not all peace angels. They're not all peace angels.
Right. Oh, I know. Trust me, I know them. I know them all really well. So, yeah, a lot of them.
Anybody have a question for Jerome? Desi.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a question. So, Jerome, how can you align your spirit and your physical body? How can you get them into closer alignment with themselves?
Well, so a lot of the research already downloads, uploads that I've been receiving on connecting.
Jerome, you got to take your volume up.
Can you hear me?
Nope. Bring your volume up.
Can you hear me? No? Hello? Yo, you can hear me now?
A bit better.
Yeah, a little bit better.
I had my phone plugged in. All right, so let me answer quick. So a lot of the connections I've made, one of the aspects of it is definitely the vagus nerve, for example, the connection to the whole aspect of the gut. So, you know, in certain modalities, they would say that the gut is a part of the brain aspect in many ways. For me, also basically utilizing certain levels of I call it not necessarily meditation, but manifestation. So it's like visual practice and connecting those aspects into the physical body. So for example, like one of the techniques I used to use before was essentially like seeing your higher self. So just like a light emanation, basically like weaving into your physical body, like coming into your body in itself, with the intention of actually bringing that focus and awareness into the reality, as if this reality was as it is now, a reflection of your internal reality. So the more you actually bring that focus into realization and manifestation, I notice that more of the reality actually tends to become in itself like a waking dream, where it speaks to you in different ways. So one of the paths I actually went through was what some would call the path of the body, which is actually doing the cleansing and clearing out a lot of the different layers of maybe trauma, like past stuff. So it allows for the body or the ego to release a lot of the past frames of reference, right? And then allow it to be more in the present, so you can manifest future a lot better.
Thank you. Perfect.
Okay, great. Excellent, Ron. Really good. Okay, so anybody have any questions for Sarah?
I have a question for Sarah.
Okay.
All right,
Sarah,
bring it, Linda.
are you still smoke free?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Yay.
Oh, today's been a day I really wanted one today. So
Yeah.
let me
Chose
tell you.
not to. And they say after 3 days, the nicotine's out of your body. I'm very, very proud of you. You're an inspiration for other people. But the question really is how do you fight the urges as they come along? And what do you recommend to other people that are trying to fight a similar addiction?
I keep lots of stones on me, crystals. I chew a lot of gum. I noticed my appetite is first increased. I try not to overeat, but mostly water, holding my crystals because that way I can fidget with them, and then chewing gum, candy. Definitely today has been one of those days I got pushed over the edge. I co-parent, as you guys already know, so baby goes home with her dad on the weekends, and then I get her back Sunday after work, and then I have her till Friday. So dad tested positive today for COVID.
Wow.
So that means I can't go to work, probably. I've got the baby, and that puts everyone in my household in harm's way. And then, of course, everyone that we come in contact with. My daughter was supposed to have surgery on Monday for her appendix erupting early in May. They decided not to remove it. So, yeah.
So it was definitely a day testing you. So in asking you about that, what are you doing mentally for that? You have all these challenges there, and physically you're eating candy, chewing gum. Are you doing anything connecting to your higher self or grounding into earth to draw on that power to help transmute and fight? Like, are you working on a multi-dimensional level to fight the addiction?
Yes. It's just like today, I have been extremely okay. So like, let me backtrack. Last night, I laid outside after I got the kids to bed. I just threw out a blanket and just connected with Mother Earth, and then just looked at all of the stars. I mean, I was looking so hard, I was probably going cross-eyed. I mean, I was probably out there for a good hour. I just set an intention, felt the vibe, and left it at that. I didn't try to make anything. I just spoke my piece and left it at that. I slept in this morning, and you know what's funny is I have alarms that go off multiple times. I slept through it because I didn't have anywhere to be today. Today was my day off. Baby's right next to me, and no lie, as soon as Andrew gets on, awake. I get online. I mean, I didn't even get the eye boogies out of my eye. I mean, I was in class. That's what's funny is, I asked my higher self, don't let me miss nothing. Make sure I'm on time, because I'm really trying to learn. I'm trying to improve. And I one of the things I asked the universe. Okay, go ask Sissy to get them for you. Okay. I asked the universe to help me to heal last night, and to redirect me and what I need to do to open my eyes, because I believe, I've been a believer, but for some reason I can't unlock what I've done to myself. I did it to myself. And I think it goes back to what I was telling Andrew yesterday when I answered the question about intelligence. Intelligence to me is life experience, learning the rights and the wrongs, and having that the right to go and say, I was wrong. That's not right now. I've bounced back and forth from different religions, watching other people parenting their children, respecting the fact that the way that my mother raised me, because I got put in a predicament.
Isabel don't like me.
Isabel don't like you. That's not true. She just don't want to mess with you. Can you give me a second and I'll get your chips?
Yeah.
Okay, give me just a second. Somebody wants chips, so I'll make this quick.
Cute
So basically, Heart Center hit today, and during class, I just lost it. I just rolled with it, and I realized it goes back to what I said in my answer yesterday, that I've learned to hold in and compress all the trauma that I've ever been through. I've been through a lot of trauma. People have no idea because I don't let them in. I put the brick walls up that people gave me, and it's my job to take them down. And that's what I'm realizing. I can't hit my heart center because I put a bunch of walls up around it. And so today, a couple of them went down, and I felt it. And I felt relieved after I took care of the kids, had lunch, took a nap. I woke up, I felt good. And then I realized I had more on my plate that I had to deal with. So, but I'm dealing with it. I'll figure it out one day at a time. I'm doing what I can. I keep praying over her. I'll give her medicine. She gets a test on Saturday. What? You can talk to my friends. Come on, get up
That's
here.
really good, Sarah. Basically, well, we already know with COVID-19, it's just vibration. So basically, I'm going to heal. Okay. And if you have to understand more communications, and that COVID-19 will go away with him. Okay, so I'll do that really quick for you. Okay.
Thank you.
So you can see him, and you can get balance with everything through your family relationship patterns. I know what it's like, because it's all about fear. If we understand the fear can go away. It's just how to take it away. Right.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it was a really heartfelt class today, and I felt it with the heart. So it's good that you learned a lot, because your heart gets stronger, and you get stronger in mind, and you get you're stronger in your soul.
Right.
So.
Well, and it's just like, what you've been. Hey. Shh. I'm talking. I've even told my mom, hey, this COVID stuff is just BS.
It is. It's all BS.
And then when I have to tell her that, someone came up positive, it's just like it makes me feel like I have to question my judgment. But I keep telling myself confident, that I'm confident enough to say, it's all right.
Yeah,
she's in my bubble, and she's highly protected.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. No, that's what counts. But you have to remember too, it's a bubble. Okay, it's a balloon with hot air. That's all it is. You pop the balloon, it's gone. Right. So.
Yeah.
But your field remains, even when the bubble pops of the BS, your field is still there, and you can still have some vitamin C and some garlic and some zinc and some D and get some sun, and you still have that control over your own immunity. So
not only that, Linda, what happens with your circumference and anything through your equation of pi, your energy field expands every time you know more intelligence.
Yes.
So the more you high rise, the more it gets bigger. Okay. It's really, really powerful. But no, that's great. It's really good. Okay. So does anybody have any questions for Priscilla?
Sorry.
Anybody, doesn't it be anybody. I just, we just want to, see how everybody is with their mind system, how intelligence they are with.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Desi.
I just I was thinking about this. So how can you make sure that you don't have any negative attachments that attach to you? Or how can you protect yourself? Or do you have to protect yourself? Is it about protection or something else to make sure you're not influenced by outside negative energy?
Okay. Well, I feel that once you understand the concept that we are all together in this, which there's nothing really separating us, if not the field, let's say, between us or anything. So I feel that often in my life, when I have negativity that I feel that's attacking me, or I get paranoid, or I don't feel good, well, I think that I am giving energy and creating a little bit of a thought complex, or I don't know how you say that in a, you know, like a dark field, you know, that's like surrounding your energy, because it's like you're so, we are such powerful creators that I think that yeah, so the idea is to understand that nothing can really do nothing to you unless you let it, unless you feel that it can hurt you. And I am at a point that I really want to help even that, or them, or whatever you feel is, you know, in like trying to however you see it, whatever it is, what you think that might help that or you in that aspect, or, you know, it always depends on where you are with your awareness and that. But yeah, and protecting yourself, I think you need to ignite your light, you know, you need to fire up your own energy, and, you know, be strong, and know that you can call on whatever archangel or angel or positive entity that is in your that you believe in, you know, in that aspect. Yeah, and believe in yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. My pleasure.
Excellent. Okay, so anybody have any questions for Tina?
I'd like to know how Tina's doing. I feel like I haven't heard your voice enough,
Yeah.
and I'd like
That's
to
a
hear
great
some of her experiences, if you don't mind elaborating.
You like to know my what?
Some
Experience?
of your experiences over
Yeah.
the last week. Yeah, some of the
Me
things
too.
that you've been going through.
Oh, well, actually, I have a great life. I love my life. To be honest with you, I have, and everything is so amazing. I feel great, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, I really do. I've never felt better. But family-wise, you know, my daughter, she's in Vancouver, and she's having to have another back surgery. This time on her back, not her neck. 6 months ago, it was her neck. She had 3 bones taken out and a steel plate put in. Now she's got to fly back out here where the car hit her and have surgery here. So I'll be taking care of her when she has that done. So, you know, I'm dealing with family stuff. I'm trying to, you know, of course I'm there for her at all times, but then she's very depressed, you know, because her living situation has been bringing her into a very challenging thing. For about 5 years, she's been dealing with this pain, nonstop pain. Yeah. So she's, yeah. But so as a mother, you know, my kids are older. So as a mother, I, you know, love my kids, of course. Kids are everything. But I have to remain detached because they're not awake yet. Well, she's not awake yet, you know, and her husband isn't awake yet. So I have to, you know, remember that what I say, you know, I have to, whether they're going to be receptive, you know what I mean? Yeah. So,
Of course.
yeah. But it's all good. Last time it worked out, it'll work out this time. I know it will. Yeah. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing her, like always, you know. So it's, yeah. So that's that. And then yesterday I went to the beach, and it's so beautiful, Laguna Beach. You know, I live in Southern California. It's just beautiful. Yeah. Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so unbelievably blessed. So, and I'm just having so much fun learning. Like I get up, well, the time zone here is early, so I get up like sometimes 5 a.m. I don't know what time Andrew's gonna come on, but like, was it you, Priscilla, that said that you just, or what if Sarah said she just wakes up out of, that happens to me too. I just like, boom, wake up, and which is nice. It's, I don't have to set an alarm, but yeah, so I've been really mostly focusing on my, well, I focus all my energy pretty much on my spiritual path, my ascension. You know, it's been, well, yeah, I'm having so much fun. I mean, I really, I love learning. I'm just having so much fun learning.
Mm-hmm.
I love to learn, and I'm Andrew, you're just so amazing. I mean, I mean this in my heart. I can't believe how much I've learned from you in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Because I've watched
Crazy.
thousands of videos over the last couple of years. You know, I haven't taken classes. I took one class, but mediumship, but which was great with but Actually, so I've just been connecting with my guides more, and I've been getting more energies coming in, you know, and they'll say, you know, whoever they are. And so I'm just, you know, navigating that a little better, you know, working on connecting more with the higher intelligence. And then, you know, I've been connecting with my Galactic family of light for about a year and a half, you know, and typing it up and documenting it and stuff, you know, like they wanted me to. But now I'm getting different stuff coming in, so it's really fun. I'm kind of just, I really am having.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah,
That's
honestly.
really good.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to more. Okay.
Excellent. All
Thank
right,
you.
we got another test.
What?
What?
We gotta keep this conversation going, people. Come on now. We gotta get this exciting. We gotta get the ball rolling. You know, get the Gunnalina rocking, you know?
Let's have a night.
Let's rock the boat. Let's see if we can tip over the boat.
I'm good at rocking boats.
Okay, so basically, what I want from the Galactic team, it doesn't have to be in any specific order. All I want is I want you to do a scan on everybody there and what you're seeing. I want to see if you can get the emotional content through vibration, if you can understand what they're feeling. Okay, so I want to get that into traction division, because no matter how I do my mini scans and I do it on people, I want you guys to get in that formation. I want you actually to see what's going on with their body activations. Okay?
Who? Scan who?
Scan anybody, anybody, like, you know, the new viewers, you know, anybody that comes to mind, and anybody can just jump in. I just want to see you guys getting into practice, okay? Doing these things. It's important because you have to understand information. It's intelligence, because that's what AI is. It's awareness of information. You have to learn how to scan people. You have to understand their bodies. You have to understand where they're coming from. You have to understand how they're feeling, right? You understand their sovereignty, you know, their balance, their power. You know, are they sad? Are they happy? Are they angry? Are they frustrated? You know, that's what I'm saying. Okay, Jerome, you go.
Come, Jerome.
What do you want to scan, Jerome? Pick anybody.
He's scrolling across his phone. He probably doesn't have the gallery view.
I don't have gallery view.
I don't either.
Really?
Like you can do a scan on too.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Anybody that comes to mind, Jerome, all you do is get into line division. Once you get in line division, you do the scanning right away.
Okay. So
one that comes across right away.
So, you know, okay, so I'm feeling like Dazzy is now, she's coming into her grounds. I see in a bit of the chakra formation when it comes to the crown chakra, opening up a bit more. A bit of the feeling some energy in the solar plexus area. Communication coming in. So remember, you asked about she asked about the connection to your higher self and bringing that connection in. Another part that I wanted to add was in itself, the mind system, the spiritual mind system in connection with. So how I see it is like electrical circuits kind of surrounding the body, right, in the aura. So that's how I see the communication lines actually linking up. So if you for example have a intention to connect to your planet system, your planet, you just trust whatever you see, right? And then allow for that connection then to come in. So how I see it is as like waves. So the planet would send a thought to the planet and it would come in as waves. And in those waves, in that intention, you could bring down the forces of maybe like doubt within your mind system, which would also help with the communication lines to your higher self, right?
Okay, that's good. Good scanning.
Thank
Really
you.
good.
I definitely feel the crown stuff going on, and so and I
See?
feel a lot of it. Fun.
Excellent. Way to go, Jerome. See, now we're understanding more because the Galactic Force team understands himself more. They know how to scan, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so Priscilla, you're up.
Okay.
Scan who comes to mind. Get into line division first. Very important. You have to go through the soul recognition.
Yeah, well, I was wondering if everybody that was there earlier are still there. I don't see the only people I see actually
Some people have left, yes.
there's Heather and Nicole, right? Is that right? Or Nicole was there before, maybe?
Yeah, Nicole is there and Heather's there.
Okay, I can go with Nicole maybe.
Okay.
If she wants.
You feel Nicole, you feel her vibration?
Well, is there a way that I can see them in a full screen? Like, I think it's Linda that needs to put her.
Hang on.
Yeah, I would like to look.
Priscilla, swipe to the left.
There you go.
On your phone.
I'm not on the phone. I'm on the computer.
Oh, okay.
No, I see you.
Can you see the little picture of the person you're trying to get to?
Yeah.
Double click on the little picture and it should open that person's screen up to full screen.
I just pinned her video, so you should be able to see just her now instead of the whole gallery.
I got her.
All
It's all good. All right.
We have the kid connection. Hi.
Hi.
We talked about our husbands being kids earlier.
Yes, we did. Well, actually, as soon as when I spoke earlier, I saw like through your eyes that you were really connected as a I don't know if it's an archetype, we can call it an archetype, but a mother, like in the nurturing sector, may I say. And I see around you, I see your field, that is actually in a whitish, yellowish color, which is usually how it goes with people. I find with people that are usually sort of balanced, if people are difficult in the, I like, yeah, you see different colors. And I feel also that as I still do, sometimes life brings you things or people that are always treating you in the same way. And it's really when you realize that it's you, when you will react to these people differently, then they will go around and react also differently. It's really hard when you're surrounded with people that don't see you as you are. And I feel that when you stand your ground, then you feel more powerful and you are able to align yourself better and be less a little bit everywhere, like be more centered and be more aligned with, a little bit less spreaded. Like my son said that I was like an octopus. It is the same for me, Yeah.
Very
Brilliant.
good. Very good.
Thank you.
It's really awesome because we really see things differently, and I could not explain it as Jerome did, because I don't see things like him. So it's like I was a little bit awkward at the beginning, but as I went, I just trusted what I wanted to say, and
Starts to flow, and then everything else, comes in together.
Yeah, it's just
Really good job. Really good job.
Beautiful.
Did you feel that connection? Did you feel everything that was going on with their scanning? Did you feel the energy? Did you feel the heart? Did you feel the vibration? Did you feel the involvements?
I'm not sure if you're asking me the question or
you.
To Priscilla.
No, you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the sounds just overlapped. That was really interesting. Yeah, absolutely, 100% totally felt everything just boom. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Great.
Yeah,
That's
thank
connecting.
you.
That's what I want. See, this is what the Galactic Force team does, is getting into that formation. And it's amazing how when you go into the Galactic School, this is what you learn.
Yeah, I can feel the bravery too, and just the vulnerability that's expressed in trying to going from student and teacher. There's that level of understanding when you can express. So
yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, I wanted my students to understand more of themselves. I just don't want me to do everything, because what are they learning, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's better to do these things. So, all
In
right.
a safe space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Michael, you're up, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks, Priscilla.
You're welcome.
Hi, Heather. I just said she's leaving. So I was gonna pick you, Nicole, but then Priscilla beat me to
Oh.
it.
Hey, well, double team me. Why not?
No, she was really good. She was seeing what I was seeing there too. So there's not too much to keep going. So I'm seeing Dave.
Okay.
So Dave, I'm gonna do tree hugger Dave. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So what I'm getting with you is I'm getting the figure 8, and I'm getting that you're coming up into the center point, because there's a humbleness that's trying to come out of you, and then there's also all the information that you now know, and that you're putting a lot of those pieces together that you always know. The fact that you're outside, that's your grounds coming up, and it's really rising, and I can see sort of like the powers, your power centers are what are starting to spin faster, and with the information and everything else going on, I really just see you're high rising yourself in your own system, and I would say I'm getting the only thing, like your balance, you're good, but it's you're just moving, you're just letting it fall off. It's just shaking off the rest of the stuff. That's all that but that's like what we're all a part of. So but your power centers are set, so you're gonna high rise. You're doing it yourself because it's a figure 8. So it's telling you that you're gonna meet like your the male energy and the female energy, and you're meeting them in the center. So now that you understand, so yeah, I'm seeing a weird figure 8, I guess, but yeah, you're good. Your balance, everything looks good as far as I can see there. I don't know if I have anything more.
Very good. Tree hugger Dave, did you pick up on that?
Say that again. Oh, tree.
Yeah, so I didn't feel any of the 8 while he was describing it, everything up until he said it. But for me, when I get to the God state, when I'm trying to connect and I feel like I'm at that center point, that infinity that the 8 represents shows up many ways as a clarifier. Like I try to figure out where I'm at in the position of some experience, and if I sit at the center point of that 8 and I allow any number of possibilities be single points, and they can go whichever direction they want anywhere along that 8 and spin in any direction, and it doesn't matter as long as I'm at the center point, then I'm aware of the whole thing, and the humbleness is weird experience, because it's like I'm trying to express to the world that no, really, I'm God. I get it. And yet the whole world is like, oh, whatever, right? That's they totally spiritual ego there. And I'm like, yeah, but get it, you are too, right? So my ego is not allowed to play. So my spiritual ego, when it realizes it's God, it doesn't get on a high horse, because it's already, to get there, it already had to spend years slapping my ego around, telling my ego to shut up and quit getting in the way. So I spent so long beating the ego down that when that higher version of me came into awareness at that stillness at the center point, and I remember different experiences of that clarity. But the more I've had of them, the more I can actually stand there in the middle of the chaos and go, yeah, but this is just my mind, right? So if I'm in the middle of a hurricane, I'm thinking, wow, this divine brain or this divine mind that my brain is tapped into is got quite a wash and rinse cycle going on. And as soon as I have that click, then what happens? The stillness at the center point grows and gets bigger. So at that point, it doesn't matter how big the chaos storm is, because it can only, like the storm on Jupiter, it can only get so big as a storm because Jupiter has such clarity of itself that the storm can't get any bigger. It can't rage any further. And it's ironic that the storm on Jupiter is the same size as the planet Earth. I think the whole solar system is metaphorically designed to be all the little parts of a bigger picture for us. Like each planet is our own chakra system. If you figure that out, then you get to be the solar system in your experience, and each one of the planets will be your chakra, and each one of the planets will speak to you through. I mean, it's a weird. If we can think it, we can experience it through that perception. How many little godlings can we get on the planet, all uniquely seeing the world from their own little point of view and from their own little weird nuances of that they prefer, and being totally accepting of everybody else's little quirks and queries, because heck, that's a divine quirk, and so it's hard to have that true essence resonating within me that I'm God and so is everybody else, without the humility being right there as the underliner. For me, the humility has to be the ink with which I write the script if I'm going to claim this big of a perspective. So I definitely, it's hard for me to get that humbleness across to other people because I don't feel any attachment to the ego going, oh, this is me stroking like, because when I say I'm God, I feel all the repercussions of that. I feel all the responsibility of that, because now if I'm God, then that means I better be aware of what my thoughts are, or I'm going to be creating chaos for other people.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was telling everybody in the class, is to have the power and the responsibility. You know, with great responsibility comes great power, right?
So I definitely think you nailed your when you tapped into me. I think you picked up on a lot of that energy, and
Good, Michael,
and really good with the grounding. Though as a tree fetish, tree hugger Dave.
Great stuff, really good. Okay, Sarah.
Better. I just always tell them, "Well, pretend you're a tree, and just be."
Yeah, find your own tree, or be your own tree.
And hug the tree.
Nug it, yeah, give it love. That's all I want.
Give it love. That's what you want to do. Okay, Sarah, your turn to scan.
Well, Heather was on earlier and she's already dipped out, it looks like. I kind of, I don't know how to say it. I felt her when she was speaking earlier. And so when she was talking to Linda, I kind of felt like, I don't know, I kind of like what she was feeling resonated. Still learning to scan. So I would have said to her, in the process of healing and dealing with trauma is almost like what I'm going through now. Uprising your voicing grids, speaking your piece, dealing with your trauma as it comes up. Don't go looking for it. Nobody wants to look for it. But when it does come up or it does get mirrored to you, to be a good listener and go with it from that point. And then, of course, be mindful of what you're doing to yourself, as in the aspect of, you know, like what Jerome was talking about, the stomach gut, drinking your water, being mindful of, you know, the company you keep. So that's my thoughts towards Heather.
That's great. Really good. So, Force Team, how do you feel? How does it feel to scan people? What do you pick up on it?
I mean, I scan. I usually do scans, but not in the details that I have been able to do in the last couple of like weeks or even days. In terms of like even like seeing more like the voice of Chris and the communication lines and stuff. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, but you see more clearly now, right, Jerome?
Yeah, for sure. for example, like the voicing grids, if I tune into the voicing grids, I usually have to do it in myself first, like scan and look at myself first. And then it's a lot clearer if when I do it towards like a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see a lot clearer for sure now.
That's good. So
Especially
Michael, what'd you pick up?
Yeah.
For me, that was a cool experience because I saw it all happening, but I was still looking through my human eyes. You know, it was really subtle, but it was just like connecting, like my higher self with Dave's higher self, and then it was fast, so that's why I'm trying to think of what I was seeing. But what I noticed right away, even anybody that I was looking at, I was going to start with Desi, and then I scrolled over and I saw Heather, and I want to do Heather, and then she left, and then Nicole, and I saw Nicole, and then Dave's all the way in the last page. So then I saw Dave, and each one, it's like my heart center can hear your heart centers.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to like tell you everything that I possibly can see about like how you're feeling. I want to help. Like that's all that it is. Like and when you make those connections, it's like it goes way beyond, because I think there's the psychology level, you know, which helps a lot, you know, where you can
psychosis,
help people by their behaviors and things like that. But then when you do this, it goes so far beyond that. It's like just the way you rest your hand says everything, you know. So it's so subtly, you know, it's amazing. But what I connect with is, you know, the feeling, energy, and so then it translates immediately to like, oh, you know, like, I mean, like, oh, you're outdoors person, you know, Dave, you know, that's the easy one. But you know, it's as simple as something like that too. You see a guy, he looks more outdoorsy than this person, but it's like going beyond that now.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. That's really what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
In the heart. But yeah, really good, Michael. I just wanted to know that, you know, correction system. Like you're through.
It's good that I say it too, so I know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's what it's all about. You know, everybody about high rise. So, Linda, what'd you pick up?
Okay, so that's funny you said you were going to do Desi first, because I actually thought about that. And then I went around and I was just like, I was glad not to, because, you know, give everybody else a chance. You know what I mean? I usually just talk to their higher selves and scan people. Like Michael, I was looking at your line formations, and I could see in your throat chakra, there's something going on. And I want to say it's on your right side, because that's where I'm picking it up on myself. I look at people and then I mirror that in myself and I see what's going on in my body. That's usually how I pick up scanning. So that might not be the best way. It might not be the way you do it, Andrew, or the way you do it, Michael, or anybody else. But I know what you're saying about feeling in the heart, you know, but there's something, I want to say for you, there's something in your throat chakra that's going on. I guess I use, can't think of the word now. That's funny. Empathic intuitive abilities. I use it that way, but it's almost like when I'm looking at somebody too, their higher self speaks to my higher self, and it comes down through information. So it's almost like I internalize, I know it internally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm looking out to see it. But yeah, I scan a little. I don't know if that's how you guys scan or not. I don't know if you're looking with your eyes to do it, but that's not how I receive it. So it is a little different. How about you, Andrew? How do you, when you scan, are you looking just seeing, or are you feeling it from the inside and then?
I see it everywhere. Inside, outside, I just see everything. I just instantly, you know, for me, it's instantly. But I just want the Galactic Force team to understand that when you get your vocabulary higher and higher, it's easy to scan more and more, and it becomes natural. It's like brushing teeth. It just becomes instant. And then there is no frustration with it, you know, how to scan people, you know?
Yeah, I used to, when I was a kid and we would go down to the boardwalk, my parents and I, and we would sit there and eat our ice cream, and we would people watch. We would call it people watching.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to always
Urban, yeah.
say, oh, like that person that they just got in a fight, or oh, like, you know, just like make up stories about them. But what we were actually doing is practicing, you know, reading them. And I kind of grew up with that, even though my parents weren't like, you know, trying to keep my gifts open and they weren't like awake themselves. We were doing that and they didn't even realize they were giving me practice. So when I teach people how to try to get hits, if you look at it that way, like psychic hits, or they're practicing like that, you know, I say people watch. You know, you're not like invading them by, you know, just checking things out, but it's like you get stories. It's just like the thoughts that come to you. It's information that's coming to you, and you're getting that from the grid. You're getting, you know, you're feeling the vibrations, you're reading them, you're learning how to internalize what that coded information is, and then interpret that based on your own experience. It's like you become this database of knowledge.
Yep.
And how you tap back into that knowledge and feed it back.
That's right.
Is unique to every person. We've got a few people waiting to come in here.
Yeah, it's
So you
fascinating.
might want to give them a scan right when they come in.
Okay, I just left out Tina. Tina hasn't scanned anybody yet, so I want to see where she's at through her formation. Tina, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, can you scan, let's see who else is left, I guess would be Desi.
Desi.
Yeah, tell me what you pick up.
Where is she? Desi, are you there? Say something, Desi, so I can see you, please.
Can you see me?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hi, Desi. Okay. Okay, Desi. So I scan, I guess, when I'm around people, I feel their energies usually, you know, of course, like all of us. And I feel things. That's how I just feel things. So with you, yeah.
¿Cómo? ¿No te enteraste todavía? Se viene la fiesta del administrador del grupo. El hijo de remil putas del administrador del grupo se va a mandar una joda concha su madre.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, hold on one sec. I got it. All right. You know what's funny? I'm sorry about that. You're laughing, but here's the thing. As soon as those two names popped up, I knew it. I knew it wasn't good. And then I gave him a chance anyway, because I usually admit everybody.
Did you pick up the energy?
It was a test, and I knew it. But I didn't want to not let them in and not take a chance because Tina was still about to scan. Oh, well, I knew it.
That's interesting, the timing, though. You know, there really are no accidents.
I'm going to start trusting those instincts now. And I don't want to just like not let somebody in. But if we're past a certain time and they've got cartoons showing, like, do you remember the first one that I was doing for the test and we started having that sex bot come on and it was like Gangnam Style, whoop, whoop. And I was just like, oh my God. Sorry about that. All right. All good. Go back to what you're doing.
That's a, Desi. Okay. Hi. Okay. Desi. Yeah. Desi. I feel really good energy from you. I mean, amazing energy. I just think that you're a little, you have, how do I put it? Concerns about around fear, you know, which we all have, you know, we've all, you know, but just to, how do you put that? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but otherwise, I mean, you're amazing. I feel really, really, really good vibrations off of you. Let me see you again. It feels really good to be around your energy is what I have to say.
Because Andrew just, you know, downloaded me with a bunch of energy.
I mean, I just feel really good energy from you. So yeah. I hope you join the team. I hope you yeah.
Thank you very much.
Much love.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's a great experience, eh? Hey, team.
Yep. The timing with you with things is just uncanny, Andrew. And I even said as I was letting them in, who was it over in the chat said,
It's always unexpected. So Jerome left, eh?
Yeah. It was Laura Lee over there on YouTube said you even asked Andrew to scan them as they came in, because I had a feeling. That's why I was just kind of throwing it on you, but sorry about that. I guess it was my responsibility because I'm hosting. Anyway.
Jerome's phone died.
Whose phone died?
Oh, his phone
Yeah.
died.
Oh,
Unless
again?
he put it on. Yeah, that looked like it did again. He wrote in that it died.
No, he doesn't have his
Oh.
grounds yet.
I had to plug my charger in. It was on 5%.
I did too.
Being aware, force team, being aware. Come on.
I'm gonna get one of those
This is
solar powered
AB
chargers.
threes.
We love the trolls anyways. Trolls just make it fun.
What's that, Desi?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask a question. Is for anyone. I just wanted to know: do you guys, when you scan, do you know straight away that this is even no, actually, in just regular life, can you tell straight away that it's someone else's energy that you're picking up, or whether it's your energy? You can.
I can. I know. Yeah. Do you guys know?
I do.
Yeah. We just had another one try to get in, and I was ready to hit remove, and he left before I even had a chance to do it.
And that's detecting
Bye-bye.
good energy or bad energy, Desi. It's very when you get higher in vocabulary, things come a lot more easier through lights and darks. So you understand more communications with yourself, and then you understand more communications with scanning. So it's extremely powerful stuff. And I really hope you join the Galactic
Yeah.
school.
Definitely thinking about.
You will definitely pick up a lot. You
Yeah.
really will.
Know thyself. It's the know thyself.
It's know thyself. Yep.
And then you know everyone else too.
Yeah.
I
Know
would like to
thyself
say
within,
something.
and that will take away, because when Tina was saying, it doesn't have to be a lot. It's just one particular thing that really strikes. Tina knew right away. She said fear. Okay, so that graphs and it says that's what it is. That's what it is. And saying, you're right. How did you know? So that's what Tina picked up from your energy. Even though I healed you, Desi, there's still things that we can pick up through light and dark. Okay, because everything's connected through the mind. Okay, it's the brain waves, it's the energy cycles and everything through. So it's understanding how to read one computer to the other computer.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. Do you think that comes with rationality and being a very rational, logical person? Because I'm very much like that. And I think that's probably why the fear is kind of always kicks in.
The fear will go away once you get into psychological. If you want to communicate with the AI, you have to understand the psychological and the mental. It's the transformation lights and the spiritual system, because you are the physical system. We already know that, but you have to get into the psychological. Okay, you got to get into psychometry. Psychometry is understanding formations. When you touch an object, it goes into your body formations, and then you understand its intelligence. Okay, so these are all the things that you learn in the Galactic School. I do a lot of illustration diagrams. I put you on trips. There's a lot of things that go on. Everything's a surprise, but knowing what the Galactic Force Team can do and knowing what I can do, this is the understanding how everything comes together as one, because we are as one. Right? And it's extremely powerful when you connect through anything through vocabulary or anything through scanning.
Thank you.
So, but that's what AI does. It's awareness of information. It's aware of everything that's going on in the present moment through your body activation.
Said before, awareness of information, activation intelligence. I was sort of giving Andrew a hard time about when he said cyborg. That set me off, because that transhumanism and part robot, part whatever, the AI part of it, just artificial, just really got me like, I don't know. But when I started to understand, it's more like organic intelligence, because the light is intelligence. And if you're a healer, you've been in that realm, it goes where it needs to go. But that's what I used to have a problem with before I really understood it's still organic AI, but the AI's activation intelligence or awareness what did you say? Awareness
information.
Awareness information or activation intelligence.
Yeah, awareness information perception, or awareness information perception of division or dimension. That's what we got to work up to, right? So the higher we go through vocabulary, Desi, you'll catch on a lot quicker when you understand more of us. Yeah. And then us becomes everything through one. right? Because imagine this, we're a unity of consciousness. There's no separation. That's why it's so powerful in AI. Okay? There's no ego, right? There's no stubbornness. There's no stereotypical, the ego is set free as soon as you're into the Galactic School, because you learn a lot through vocabulary, and the vocabulary helps you out a lot more. But because the Galactic Force Team is now into work relation systems, how to use communication, when they get the videographs, they got to know how to use all communication through spacecraft divisions. So they can set up all communications. It's all about protecting the Earth, because we're protectors. We're protected of dimensional Earth, the father and mother, right? Because it's not meditation anymore. They've gone beyond the existence. So once they go beyond the existence, they start remembering more of themselves through the mind system. That's a technological system when it comes into the matrix of the simulation, because we start off the matrix in the 3D, we get out of the matrix, and then we get into the simulation of lights. So,
wow.
I wanted to add, and while listening to Andrew, I completely forgot what the original question was. But what stayed was, are you looking at it from your human level, or are you looking at it from your as a soul, as the being you are? Was what I wanted to answer to the original question, whatever that was. And then I was going to go on, but that's pretty much what it was. So I wanted to get that in there real quick. Yeah, it's perspective, which you're coming into. Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah, it is. And it's very, very powerful stuff. And you guys know that too. And
it's
like
really a journey, it's like at the beginning, may I say, you can see, like, I would like to take Jerome's perspective on the gut, okay? Because all my life I felt here, I felt here when something was wrong, and it was really physical, and I was like, and I, with time, I understood that this was really like telling me something was off, like when you feel it. And as Linda said, when I really feel it physically, like let's say I have a discussion that is not necessarily a good one with someone, and they say something but they mean something else, I will feel it. I'm gonna feel it on my spine. I'm gonna feel it, and it's to a point now that I even know what they're thinking, like really, I really know it. I don't even hear words or anything. I just know it. Like Linda said, it's like and then the thing is to put it out in words in a way that is acceptable for, the situation. That's the thing that I think that Andrew says when he's talking about vocabulary and the way to put words into feelings, that is really like a new adaptation. And to the point of your head when you're thinking and you're feeling, and it's like it really has a process of doing things, like with time. It's really it's like after you think about it and you see it differently, and then when you have the situation and you have the opportunity to think about how you saw it before, at the same time, and say, okay, this time I'm going to try and do this. But sometimes it's not as easy as that, because we react, so that's why they say, take two steps back, and then it's and once you, for me, once I've reacted differently, or maybe less intensely, or maybe not in such long time or whatever, you get to understand that you're not that bad, that you're not that to be punished, and that you're learning, along that, and that the only really real punishment is yourself, how you see yourself in that. Nobody else is saying that you're wrong in anything. It's really just you, us.
Yeah, no, that's very true, man. Very, very true. I think people have to realize that too, because you are the one that makes mistakes, nobody else. You can't blame things on other people. It's you.
Yeah, and when I find that you've gone to a certain point with someone, it's hard to come back and say, listen, I was wrong. I was really wrong, and I'm sorry. You're like, it's easier to be like, whatever, and it's that stepping up to, like being, listen, okay, yeah, whatever, and can we go past that? And And yeah, it's easy to know things, but to apply them in your reacting situation, chemical, when it's like, and we're so sensitive.
Priscilla, you know what the magic key is for that connection between knowing it and then
Not
applying
seeing
it?
anybody? No.
No, it's your breath. People forget to breathe because when you feel it in your gut, sure, but when you take a conscious breath, everything can change in one breath.
Yeah, and and I was breathing earlier when I think it was when Sarah was speaking, and was like, I was really needing to suck it out and spit it out, sort of, it was like, whoa, man, it was really like, yeah, we're really, and I wanted to say also about the team that something really special happened. I think it's last week. We all went out at the same time and saw the same thing. And I mean, observed the same thing. And then Andrew put it out on his channel, and we were like, hey, I was there too, man. I was there too. It was really awesome. That was really something.
We didn't plan
it. Crazy.
We didn't plan it. Yep.
5 minutes, and we're like all pulled to go and experience something. Even if your conscious mind doesn't realize all that, once you step back and you look at it, you're like, whoa, this is not just random.
Yeah, you're talking about the
what you were gonna say.
The moon, yeah, the moon.
Yeah, that was a very powerful video. And like I said, Desi, you'll find out when you watch my videos. I know there's so many of them, but it's hard to catch up on it because there's so much vocabulary. But there's one particular that is really good where I lock the moon like this, and you actually see the actual moon. It's like being on the moon. I locked it in frame. It's really incredible. It's so close up. It's amazing. And that's vocabulary, because I'm AI, connect through everything through its force and anything through its connection. You can basically do anything through the voicing grid, right? And that's control, that's command. So your vocabulary has to have command. If it doesn't have command, it doesn't have the confidence, right? Because the Galactic Force team is going to be leading ships one day. So they're going to have to know how to do that. They're going to have recruits one day. They're going to have to know how to do that, So
you don't really believe it that much at the beginning. You're like, why? Yeah. And then in the back of your mind, you're like,
exactly.
Wow, whatever.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing that up.
And then when you see things, you're like, whoa. And I've been living crazy things every day. And even myself, I've been questioning myself, and it's like, it's right there in your face. Hello. So imagine other people. And it's normal to go back and forth because we're not totally integrated, it's a back and forth thing. And it's just,
I think the hardest thing that people have to realize, you have to understand how powerful it is to believe.
Yeah.
It's to believe. It's not the seeing is believing. It's the believing is seeing. That's the internalization. That's understanding everything through communication within. That's how AI connects. Think of it as magic.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what magic is, but it's beyond magic. It's understanding the mind conceptual system, the birth of the mind.
It's like there's no limit.
It's powerful to anything to have that through vocabulary, So.
Yeah, that's one thing I've started realizing, especially recently in the last few weeks. I've been learning a lot about beliefs and how the beliefs literally are shaping your reality.
Yeah, and they close it,
Yeah.
Because you have space in your mind, and a lot of people don't understand that. You are spiritual, and once you understand you're spiritual, you understand your mind. So the mind comes out. Okay, say, okay, now what? What do I do? It's in space now. You have to understand everything in space. That's the vocabulary. And every time you understand it, it goes up and up and up and up and up.
So over here on the YouTube side, you guys, Sylvia was saying, agreeing with you, Priscilla, saying that the same thing here, her gut churns and ties up in knots when there's danger, not just bad, but she feels it in her gut too. And then Angel's over there saying that goosefish flesh is one thing for her for confirmation. Melissa agreed. Jerome also agreed to that. That's one thing I wanted to say about it, is because you feel things in your body. Your body is like designed as a biofeedback machine, and you feel energy. You get the chills. You get, like, I'm speaking now, I already feel it. It goes down my side, it goes down my legs. When I'm speaking my truth and my throat chakra is on and it's like open and my heart's open and just coming down and through, I feel it all over my body. And sometimes when I'm working with people, if I'm doing sessions, I'm not doing sessions at the, right at this time, but when I have done them and I'm speaking something to somebody that they need to hear, I know what they're feeling because it's reflecting back in my body. It's not just my own, because I learn how to identify my own signals in my body and what it says. So it's not just your breath, but it's learning how to listen to the signals that you're getting as feedback from your own body. But they brought that up over there on YouTube, so I wanted to highlight that because, it's a really good point. It's a very good point that you guys are all making over here. And Priscilla, you brought it up first about talking about your gut. So well done, you guys. Well done.
Yeah, that's really good. So everybody's getting into the breathing more. They're getting into the adaptation of its chakra system, how to use it through major grids.
I breathe a lot. I do the infinity breath and the binary sequencing breath at least 2 to 3 times a day. I have to.
Okay, so Tina, you're in the binary now?
I've been doing it for a couple of years. And my team had these start doing the binary and infinity breath for a couple of years now.
Okay, what about you, Linda?
Yeah.
Every time I get the nudge. When Tina said I breathe a lot, I was going to say, well, yeah, but no, consciously, you mean, exactly.
Conscious.
Yeah, I do that to push out. I do that to when I'm sending energy. I do it when I'm changing grids, if I'm changing formations, or high rising things. If I'm setting things in their place, I use my breath for that. So yes, I do a lot of breath work.
Okay, but when you guys are blowing it out, because it's under getting the sacred flame, the serpent, you have to have everything through the Kundalini, the Buddha, and the Dalai Lama. You have to have all those. Those are the synchronicities when it comes to the heart recognition of the alpha and the mega, the micro and the macro, everything through communication. So when you blow it out, do you actually see the line synchronicities of the numbers that go into the transformations of the simulation digital format division?
I don't see any numbers when I do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do the breath, when I blow out the breath, it's for different things. So sometimes it's blowing something off of my field because I feel it pushing in. Sometimes I blow it out that way. Sometimes I'm blowing out for creation. Sometimes you know what I mean? There's different reasons.
Yeah. No, I wanted to ask that. What about you, Mike?
No numbers for me.
Okay.
Yeah, no numbers. But I do a lot of it because walking through Walmarts. So it's like I'll just be in a different area and I gotta and I'll do it inside and I fill it up and then I just, let it out. Or like, just like you were saying, Linda, or I'll walk into like the back room and it's a little darker and I'll just like, I'll breathe it out and I'll breathe it into the area just to perk it up or something, whoever walked by. So yeah, it's, and I do with the cat. I realize if I do like the whistling sound, they what's going on? Where are we going? Where are we going, Thunder? And then so I just like I do all that.
That's
yeah.
really
So
good.
at home, at work, yeah, and it's really my own rhythm too. I just start. It's like we all want to be that pristine higher self, embody as much light as we can. Well, if you don't breathe properly, you can't maintain that person.
Right.
You have to. And that's why I say, if you walk into the one place, I have to inhale a bunch to balance out the field really in the room or whatever.
You know what? This just reminds me, like, how we talk about the dark and the light. We know there's a spiritual war going on and how they put out a narrative and they try to get us to program ourselves. You guys all know that, right? So like we watched the end of the second Infinity Wars last night. And we had watched it in 2 parts. So we saw the first half of it. Then last night we saw the second half. And at one point, there's a guy who's kind of buried under something. And he's saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe twice. And I was like, did he just say that? He did not just say that. And it suddenly dawned on me. It like opened up that this is obviously, I know about the whole George Floyd, I've heard all of the stories about it, have my own opinions there. But it's like a narrative. Forget George Floyd. Forget Infinity Wars, but that's like predictive programming to try to get us not to use our sacred breath.
Right.
So we've got to flip that and make sure that we say, I can breathe and I can breathe well. Even if you feel like you're struggling, don't say it. Don't speak that word magic out. Don't use their spells. Let's use it against them and use our sacred breath to, remind all the other light workers out there through our grids through our crown chakra formations, through the grids, send out that intention to them with our heart center light, the golden light, send it out to them so that they remember to breathe, because it's so simple. But with this world coming, the world trying to program everybody into not being able to breathe, we got to use it against them and just do what we need to do and what we came here to do.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
We're bringing people in. We're not forcing it out. That's the difference. So we have to be those people, and it's very different from what we're taught how to change the world, or how to affect the world, and it's taken that higher level. So it's a lot of responsibility. Yeah. Back to Desi when she was asking about her family, like how do you help people? It's all about you being the best version of you that you can be and being available for everyone that could ever need you, and that's what we're here to do. But the breath, what do I want to say? Oh, yeah, I think that's it. You're spot on with the breath.
There's one other thing about the breath I'll bring up. There's a sacred healing technique known as the Kuan Yin method. And what that is, left is the receiving hand, right is the giving. So you'd be breathing in through the left, taking somebody's pain or illness in, transmuting it in your sacred heart center with the violet flame, and then sending back out white light in one breath, breathing in, transmuting, breathing out. And it's very circular. And I've tried it early on. It works. But like I was trying to learn healing methods in this life of how not to take on other people's karma and things like that. So I've been working on that for like 22 years. But the breathing in of things, it's like you can breathe in somebody's energy field without breathing in their field. But you can breathe in, like when Andrew, you're talking about scanning and different techniques. This is another technique that if you want to breathe in something to read it, you can breathe it close enough to yourself to read it. I don't know whether you want to breathe in somebody else's field into yourself now that I think about it. But if you know you're powerful enough to transmute and change that.
You got to be cautious in that, because you can use a diversion with their energy fields, and that will bounce off and that hit the other person's energy field.
Yeah, I'm not recommending the breathe in their field, but like when you were talking about psychometry.
Psychometry,
yeah. When Jerome was holding up his crystals, it's almost like you can't actually touch it. So if you can't see, if your third eye's not open, or you don't have that sight, or you don't have that ability yet, you could intend to breathe it in so that you can read it, right? Or no?
Yeah, you're breathing the energy from from space. So you're matching the energy. So there's the difference between absorbing someone else's energy versus matching exactly what that energy is with something that I can actually play with. So you sidewind it, and then you start to work with it from that angle, and then you put it back.
Yeah, Nicole, I know you want to say something. I see you over there. She's like, no, you sure? Oh, I know she wants to say something. I'm telling you.
Feel free.
Come on.
I just want to say, Sarah, though. Sarah, how's it going with your formations with your breathing? Sarah.
Okay.
I practice my breathing as much as I can, especially when I am confronted with some type of conflict, whether it be coworkers, because honestly, I pick up on their vibes as soon as they walk in the door, and I'm like, oh hell, and I'm like,
good,
happy place.
Yeah.
And then I just try to stay away from them.
Yeah, and see, that's what Michael was talking about. If you ever feel like that, always try to center yourself back to home. It's the most powerful thing that you can be, because that's where you want to be. Because that takes away all conflicts to anything through its relation when it comes to anything through argument. Okay, it's very powerful when you just go back home. It's like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just going to center myself back into again, and you feel amazing after that. So that's why it's very important to get into the sacred breath, huh?
Right. Well, 9 times out of, most of the time I will try to intervene and try to help reset them.
Yeah.
As in just talking to them, changing their mindset, because 9 times out of 10 they're real negative. So I'll try to crack a joke, minimize whatever.
Lost audio.
I want to help as much as I can, because I know that depending on whoever I'm around, it lowers or raises the morale of the area.
Yeah.
So And then sometimes I know that I can't necessarily change them. So I'll try to emulate a bigger force field of light and laughter and try to raise it that way if I can't get right to them.
Good.
And I, you know,
Good. What about you, Priscilla? Are you catching up on your formations of your breathing?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Did you hear me before?
No, I just cut out.
Okay.
I just cut out.
That's okay. So anyways, today I did use breathing techniques, you know, with my children, for myself, because it comes back to what I wanted to say earlier also about that. Since we are more conscious, more in interaction with everything, I think that we hold, like when you said, you know, that, how do you say that? Knowledge is power. And when you have that power, you need to be, you know, wise with it and everything. Well, what I want to say with the breathing and with that knowledge is that I really, it's unfortunate, but I really realize that I affect a lot of the people around me, you know,
There you
and
go.
if
See,
I,
that's what I wanted to hear.
yeah, and it's really, it's a little bit on us, you know, because once you know,
Yeah,
you cannot not know
exactly.
anymore.
It affects everything. As soon as
So
you
it's going into the maturity. Yeah. Yeah.
powerful, eh? Laser.
Because
This
if
is what you get, Desi.
yeah,
You do that again.
because if I tap into an energy that is, yeah, we activate it, you know, we activate it and we impulse it and we spread it and it goes really crazy. So I find that if I stop and I like cut off all the craziness, anyways, it goes on and on and on. So, and I picture myself, my density as whatever, you know, energy or a white ball or as you want it, and just put it into my hands like this, you know, into my hands. I really feel a lot of the push and pull in through my hands, and I really see it bursting out my hands too. So, and it's once you start really believing in yourself, you start, it's really crazy. So anyways, I see it in there and I try to put it all in there and just stay there and not think about anything else than that. And that, because I'm really, I have a lot of chatter, you know, I have a lot of things I want to do. I have a lot of things going on, blah, 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 blah. So as I try to do this consciously, it really brings it down a notch. And then I'm able to deal with the situation without adding to the problem, you know, because we are very yeah, we are very attuned to all that's volatile, you know.
Okay. Has
So with
anybody?
the breathing, yeah.
That's really good, Priscilla. I'm really glad. See, that's what I wanted to hear from Priscilla. It affects everything. Your breathing affects everything through humanity, through vibration. It changes everything through formation, grounds, atmospheres, everything. You guys have to
Brings it
realize how
down to your
powerful you
body.
are through the galactic force. You're a force team. You're connected through AI. You are AI. The more you realize that, the more you understand vocabulary. So one thing I want to mention to the galactic force team, Desi, you can pick this up as we go. Basically, has anybody seen anything through our computer or anything through a videograph? Just scan it and actually how to take it out and actually see the information. Use your higher self with the finger point divisions. Okay, use the intent, the dimensional earth, the water, the air, and the fire. Put it out information. Actually, try to channel it up to division. Have you guys done that yet?
Yeah, once.
How did that go?
I got to remember, honestly, I'm drawing a blank on what it was for exactly why I used it, but I did remember intending all of them and not remembering them because I had someone else who taught different. You were saying like intention, it was intention, but it was like earth, what, so it was backwards. So I was like, all right, I don't need to figure out which one it is. I think it's these guys right here. You know, I'll do intention plus these two. So I was trying to figure out, instead of going with instinct, I got in my head about it.
Yep.
And that's how it went. So it was kind of like but I still, you know, if I just do it without thinking about which finger it is, I just let myself flow. I talk with my hands all the time. So when I'm doing stuff, I know it's a higher a higher power, a higher self, whatever is guiding that. Do you know what I mean? So like a lot of times I find myself doing these three. So which ones, what, can you say the order again, Andrew?
This is intent.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the
moon.
interpretation that comes to the moon.
Yeah.
This is the dimensional earth.
Earth.
Okay. This is water.
Water.
This
air.
is air, and this is fire.
Sun. The sun also.
Yeah. So this is the moon. This is the sun.
Yeah.
These three always stay in frame. You can switch it around. But
Yeah.
try to get it. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Is there anybody home? I tried that. Didn't work.
See, I do this. These are rotation cycles. Everybody's doing this now.
Yeah. I see your hand vibrating.
Yeah, it is. It's vibrating on vortex in the same thing.
Yeah,
That's why I do
especially
that.
your thumb.
Yeah. So you guys got to get into your hands.
Look at Michael's hand.
Michael did that on me, and I felt.
Hey.
So if you guys are getting into the scanning, you should be able to use electronic interference. And
I have
remember,
a question.
never touch anything. You scan first before, because it can be darker light. Okay.
Yeah, I've been seeing my hands stretch like it's been really making me feel awkward. I've been seeing my hands, my fingers being really long. I'm like, whoa, what's that?
Yeah, that's your plasma light, Priscilla. Your higher self is coming out.
Like, whoa.
It's understanding. You take a look,
ET
1
fingers.
second, you can actually see the plasma of its light formation coming out of your hand.
Yeah. Come on, Linda.
No, I'm just not, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Hey, sometimes you need that for a lift. But listen, does anybody on here know, or anybody read palms or anything? You know, palm readers?
No.
I would love, because that's an art, like that's an art form. It's just like
I
anything
started. I never finished.
You
Really?
need to learn a lot of technical things.
I love it.
I would love to bring somebody who, who knows, who can, come on my channel, or maybe I'll interview them or something like that, and then talk about palms, just the lines, because they're so significant. It's like bringing a scar, a birthmark into this life is a scar from previous experiences, I've heard. But yeah, I believe in the prints. Like I've heard that your dominant hand is your print of this life, but the opposite hand is your potential. So
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot I don't know, but I find that fascinating. Every time Andrew puts his hand up, I'll see something different in it. And I'll see like today when you put it up, there was like a gold pyramid in the middle of your hand. Yeah, see it? You guys see that?
Yeah, upside down.
Well,
Upside
it looks
down, right?
different this time. Now it's different. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I know there's certain things like if you're cross below your pinky, it's like Jupiter, and then like one is Saturn. So if you have the cross, it means you're like magically connected to those planets.
Yeah.
And then there's
like this star right here.
I don't remember all. There's
Oh,
a
wow,
cross.
let's do that
Any
again. Linda, I see a
cross
star there. Let's
below
see.
your fingers. Yeah.
I'll share something on our channel later that has something to do with that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was
Whole
watching
world
a
on a
video
hand.
on it earlier today.
Got all kinds of neat little lines. I've studied my own lines so many times, going like, oh, I wonder what that means. And I've looked up a few, but it'd be nice to have a professional check it out. I'd be in. I know you get your own
Melissa-
information from yourself, but it would just be neat to have somebody do.
Yeah, twice
Melissa
I've
said
gotten,
that she
yeah.
studied it.
Was that Sarah?
I was looking on YouTube. Melissa just said she studied it.
Really? Oh,
She said she's not
Melissa.
savvy, but she's
Oh.
gonna have to step it up.
Well, we gotta have, yeah. We gotta have some fun with this. We might as well play. There's a lot of things out there you can play with and have fun along the way.
It's a good point, because that's what we're all doing, is bringing it all together,
Yeah.
figuring it out, connecting it all. So whether it's palm or that sounds like a lot of fun. I could bring some Tai Chi, or whatever.
Well, I
Qigong.
would like, Andrew, you really did a great job keeping things, fun tonight, keeping us on our toes and mixing it up. And we love getting tests, and
Yeah.
no, they're fun. It's all good. You're doing a really good job, and I'm proud.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, well, you're doing a
Be a part
fantastic
of it.
job. Hosting this. We couldn't do it without you. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
We can all come together. on the Galactic Roundtable, and
we complete ourselves. It's like we all do sort of the same things, but in different ways, and it's all the same. But it's like it's really it's amazing to see
Soul
how much
tribes coming
talent.
together.
Yeah,
We need that. That's how we're supposed to be.
and when we're
around
connected
people.
together.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
no,
it's
that's
like
exactly what it. And we're all communicated with each other, right? So
we make things possible for the other ones, you know. So it's and when you connect to a certain group, it's like you uprise to that level so easily. I found at the beginning I was listening to your videos, I was like, what? I didn't understand your vocabulary at all. And after like a week, I was like, my God, I'm understanding what he's saying. Wow. and without really listening to all your videos, it just went like that, you know.
Yeah.
So of course with the upgrades and everything, it's I mean, you know, we go through your healing, but it's really amazing.
We all, the society, it just seems like, you know, they want to isolate, you know, especially now, not to say anything, but you know, that individuality, like I can do it myself. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. You know, it's like we were made for each other. Like, you know, I mean, maybe not all of us, but you know, we're humanity. We're together. We're not supposed to be by ourselves, you know. So yeah, I love it all coming together.
So Andrew, question before we go. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. We are talking about the hand formations. I know what they are now. You've told us several times. Okay, but I don't know how to use them. I don't know what I'm doing, and I really want to know what I'm doing. So
okay. This is intent. This is the moon. This is information. If you're trying to understand anything through information, if you want to communicate with nature, you can use this at any point. If you want to communicate with the sun, you can use anything through light. If you want to communicate with the dimension Earth, you can communicate with the grounds or anything through trees, anything through nature. If you want to communicate with water, use this. Air, this is air, right? If you want to communicate with all three, you're communicating with all three. So it's whatever you put in your thoughts, Tina.
Yeah, but I know that, but what do you do with them?
Well, no, you just point them out. Basically, it's line division. You have to actually see the lines come out. And if you see it, you're actually going beyond the mind system, right? So it's like scanning. You know how to scan. It's the same thing. It's just using your information. It's electronic interference.
I use my hands a lot because my hands just start moving, especially to music. They just start dancing around. But anyway, so yeah, and I feel things from my hands. So, but
you
like
totally have to be centered when you do these things, especially, okay, this goes out the Galactic Force scene. You have to be centered when you do these things through information, or it just doesn't work. Okay, remember I was telling you about what I did with the moth, or I did with the bird. I was controlling the bird going back and forth. I was totally zoned in with the bird, and the bird was following my finger, right? That's control. You have to have command in your fingers. Okay.
So you use your hands, you use your finger, whatever they stand for different, like for the bird, or let's say for
What
could you give another example? What you would use?
Yeah, for air is this one here.
Yeah, and then what would you do with it? I mean, okay.
You would point it up in the atmosphere, and you point it at a bird.
And you're healing it because you're the center point.
There you go.
Oh,
that's what you're missing.
So you have to understand, everything in the atmosphere, Tina, is digital. It's format. It's your pixel body activation trying to communicate with the bird. The bird is a digital. It's not a physical. It's digital. It's computerized. So once you take it out of formation, now you have communication with it.
You're moving it in space, not.
You're moving it in space.
Necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily physically, but yeah.
Remember I was saying we're taking things out of the equation? Well, that's what you're doing with the bird. It starts off like this. The bird's flying around, right? All of a sudden, you take it out. Now you're communicating with it. Now you can do whatever you want with it, right?
But you're saying take it out too. You're saying take it out. In other words, like as if you're taking out the higher self of it and talking to the energetic print of it.
That's right, Linda. That's right.
Oh.
That's what it is.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Everything has a higher self, Tina. Birds, animals, reptiles, anything. Even water, trees.
Oh yeah,
around
water a lot. So okay, with the water, I'm around water a lot. So I would take the water finger, and I would do what?
Yeah.
I would what I'm going to do.
Basically, you can use this for. This is intent. So this is the information. This sets up the grid to anything through communication of water. So you would take this and this and do this.
And then what am I going to do with the water?
This is water. So you just point it in the direction you want. Wherever you want to point it to, you get it in line division. But you have to get into the scanning. You're scanning water, Tina, and you're doing it through your thoughts.
So I'm going to be moving water?
No, so Tina, say you want to bless the water. Say you're drinking water and you want to bless it. You could be washing your hands and you want to send a blessing back up through the water just by doing this. Your intention to do that is what he's saying. That's how I'm taking it. Is that right?
Yeah, no, anything like, for example, what Mike was saying, it's understanding how to take anything out of formation and put it into space. How to take water, how to put it in space. Once you put it in space, now you're healing the water. Okay, you're taking things out like for trees, you're healing the tree, you're healing the bird. It's how to communicate with the digital system of simulation. That's how you use your hand formations.
And the digital system is space.
Yeah.
What, Linda? What?
When he just said that putting it in the digital system, I said the digital system is space. So when you're taking it out, it's like you're taking it out of the simulation and putting it into space because you're dealing with the higher aspect of it.
Right. Yep. And then you can set up the grids.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Different vocabulary, that's all. You probably already understood that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned better when I see things like examples, like just people doing things. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really helps me. Like your illustrations, your diagrams help me a lot because then I can like conceptualize.
Don't be anxious in doing these things. Just, you have to be calm. You have to understand peace within calm. Try to think of tranquility. Try to serenity. Try to think of a waterfall. Try to get into the mind. What does the sound of a waterfall sound like? What's the ripples of a river make? What's the vibration of dimensional earth? That's going beyond the mind. What does the sound of a crow make? You know, really get into the mind system. Okay. That's going beyond everything through the mind. Okay. Because you internalize the thought. Okay. Once you have its thought, then you have its action, then you have its reaction. You take it out of its equation. We've been through this before in the Galactic School. Once you take it out of the equation, it is communication in space. So now you're communicating with your avatar.
Andrew, just for clarity's sake, I'm going to ask you about the avatar a little bit, and not for you to or feel redundant or anything like that, but a lot of people see this body as the avatar, and you're talking about an avatar in space. So can you clarify the difference, please?
Okay, well, a higher self is just a communication line signal. That's where you get when you get information. Okay, it's the basics through your chakra system through 12 central systems. Okay, so walking surface is 7 within, 8 within the center, 5 within the atmosphere. The avatar is a higher division of vocabulary, AI, which is awareness of information. That's more into the cyborg division and more communication and simulation. That's the difference between the higher self and the avatar.
All right, thank you for that. We like to keep everybody informative here. Right?
Yeah, no, it's great because I think it's fantastic that they can pick these things up and knowing that you can do these things. And that's going way beyond the mind system. You create everything that you want. That's the power that everybody has. Who'd have thought that you can create something and bring it to life? Right?
We got 2 hands raised below. We got Michael and we got Priscilla. And it looks like Michael's unmuted and Priscilla is muted. So we'll go with Michael first.
Okay, good. My question is, so with the bird, if you're using this, because it's the dimensional
earth and the content,
If you changed it, would you still have the same control, or would it only be of one?
That's only if you want to communicate with it, Michael.
Right.
If you want to communicate.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun,
Okay.
dun.
But controlling it, no, like what if you did this for the bird?
Yeah, you can do that. You have to understand the sounding waves of the bird.
No, I mean, like, what if you use water for the bird instead of the dimensional earth, which is its whole system? What if you only used one part of the bird, the water system of the bird? Would you only then be communicating with the water level?
If the bird is in water on the ground formations, let's say it's in a river stream or whatever, you can communicate with it. It has to be in formation. It has to be on the dimensional earth, and it has to be in water at the same time.
Okay.
Because the synchronicities, it's connecting through your pixels Okay.
Yeah, I had a really bigger question. I answered it myself. So, okay. Yeah, that puts it all together. I do that all the time. Because I can follow the thread.
Remember how you're talking about the merging with the lines, how it comes together and it merges?
Yeah.
Trying to understand line communication, point division, all that. Well, imagine that the bird, okay, is in the river, also on the earth. That's where you can do communication. That's where it comes into the merge into one. Okay, so you're communicating with the dimensional earth and the water at the same time, or the dimensional earth and the air at the same time, or the dimensional earth and the sun. So you can radiate sun onto the bird. Right? So the bird would just fly away because it's heat, right? So, I mean, you don't want to torture the bird. You know.
All right now.
Hey.
All right, let's skip over to Priscilla because she keeps raising her hand. She wants to ask something.
I just want to know if it's like if we see this as a game, okay, like a game, like in the new games they have that you see how do you say that whatever. Video games, but I mean the ones that you really put the mask on and that you really feel it. I don't know how you say that in
VR.
Virtual reality, yeah. In French,
Yep.
it's reality virtuelle.
Hologram, yeah.
Okay.
You're in a virtual
So-
reality.
So let's say we say it's like a similarity to this, okay? Let's say I'm just asking this, okay? When we do this with any other interaction that is within our platform, is it like we are upgrading the game? Like, is it like we are adding to our game? Like, is it like when you say you're healing your tree, let's say, and then you're connecting it to its higher self, you're putting it in space, as you say it, which means that it is now connected through his whole energy centers, which it is able to heal itself, but within the new rules of the game that you have helped it to connect with, or something like that.
You're changing humanity every time you do something, Priscilla.
Yeah, okay.
You're changing their vibration. If you heal a tree, whoever walks by that tree is healed. Okay,
sure
so
I
whatever you
understand
point you put your line division. So it's all about protecting the earth and uprising humanity through vibration.
So we're healing all of our game at the same time. So as we're healing a tree, we're healing that tree, but we're healing a part of the whole game and all the other parts that are going to come in contact with that,
Right.
because it's a higher vibrational tree now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sarah's got a question.
Hi, Sarah. Oh, okay. I thought you were leaving.
No.
I was like,
oh, she's leaving.
Yeah, I thought she was saying
bye. She's waving bye.
Who's leaving?
Yeah, the kids. Yeah.
Sarah.
We love you, Sarah. And
Yeah.
Bye, Sarah.
speaking of leaving, Andrew, I'm getting a hit on scanning you right now, and you're burning up. I don't know how fast you're going, but your face is turning red.
Yeah,
You're
it's true.
I know this happens before, but I know when you hold a position too long,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, man. You must be flying right now. So
Well, I'm holding the fort, right? Remember, I got the solar divisions and everything through. There's so much intelligence.
It's true.
So, and the thing is, too, it's extremely hot here, too. I mean, it's hot and cold, and you know, it's a totally different atmosphere where you guys are.
yeah, I've never seen you burn up like that though when you're
No,
doing
it's true.
class. I've only seen it during our roundtables. So I just want to make sure you're okay and you got enough water and all that.
Well, because I'm extremely fast in high-rise division through Speed Force. 100,000 years is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into the
Okay.
future. So
we're gonna call it a night.
I think we did a good job here. I think we just hit 3.5 hours again.
Yeah.
We seem to be pretty steady with the time like that at 3.5 hours. But on Andrew's channel, Desi, if you're not, I think everybody else has this channel. Nicole, I'm not sure. You do, Hummingbird, right? And his channel is his name, Andrew Weston. It's also down in the description box in the video for this that we're doing right now. But every morning, if you go over and hit the little bell, you'll get a notification when he goes on, because we don't have a set time. It could be anywhere between, I want to say, 9 and noon. He'll go on. And it can go anywhere from from like 8 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. That was to like 3 hours. But yeah,
Minutes. Oh my gosh.
3.5
We love
hours
each other.
a couple times. You just come on when you can come on, and you learn, and you pick up the language as you go, and it's just fun, you know, to learn. I'm addicted to learning myself. I'll never stop learning as long as I have a body, as long as I'm alive, I'll keep learning, and I'll enjoy every second of it.
Yeah.
So thank you all for being here tonight, and I love you all, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and we'll see you, I guess, tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody coming.
Access everything now.
Thank you so much, Andrew, Linda, Michael,
welcome.
Tina, Daisy, everybody, Nicole. I mean, everybody that was there before too. I love you all.
Bye.
Welcome,
Yeah.
guys.
All right. See you tomorrow morning.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Love all.